And we will continue to talk about that Eagles defense, which is the reason why you are 8-2 and the reason why you are the 1 seed in the NFC. But Johnny, I wrote something down after you said something off the air after the show yesterday. And
I said a lot of things.
You know the old rule. You don't
Yeah.
do the show before the show. So I've kept it to myself.
I love that.
So
That is how we do things.
We're going to talk about the Eagles defense against this Cowboys offense because it's going to be a very, another difficult task. Better offense than the Green Bay Packers. You can argue that they're a better offense than the Detroit Lions, especially in this case where the Eagles were able to host the Detroit Lions in some tough terrain with the wind.
Sure.
You're going to be in Jerry's world. The only terrain you have to deal with is the sunlight that comes through.
Yeah,
No?
you won't as much because of the time of year.
Okay. So
It's
that
going to be a little
benefits the
better.
Eagles.
I'd say around quarter, maybe a quarter.
Okay, because usually that sunlight, depending on who's playing where, is just blinding.
If you play before the time change, you probably get a half of it.
Okay.
They say now you get around a quarter of it.
It's still one of the
It's
dumbest.
so terrible.
It's one of the dumbest things. They built a stadium without realizing that the sun would be a major factor.
And he's worth billions.
Unbelievable.
The man is worth billions.
Now that man is Jerry Jones.
Yes, he is.
And that man is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. You said something before we recorded our promo, which is something we do at the end of every show to sort of let you guys know what we're going to be talking about the next day. And you said, yeah, Cowboys week.
Yep.
And you know what's amazing, John? That is something that when I first started here at the Fanatic was a full week affair.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Like Monday morning, we reacted to the previous game, but also started sort of floating in some Cowboys content. Then Tuesday, it was almost like, all right, who is the former Cowboy that we are going to get on the air to start the smack talk between the Eagles and the Cowboys fan bases? And then Wednesday, it was even louder, and then Thursday, and then Friday. It's amazing because we don't do that anymore. And it's not a us thing here at 97.5 The Fanatic. It's the rivalry. There really hasn't been much. I understand they play each other twice a year, and the Cowboys actually have a good record against the Eagles. Dak Prescott has a good record against the Philadelphia Eagles. But the Eagles are so far ahead of the Dallas Cowboys in this sort of era of football since the turn of the century and really over the last decade that do you still feel that same sort of, Eagles, Cowboys week feeling?
Me? Yes. You?
Never really have.
No, I get it. Because in your lifetime, the Cowboys have not been super relevant.
No.
I mean, if you're talking about it, we're coming up on it. I already have, how much of a dork am I? Well, you don't have to answer that. It's rhetorical. I already have January 14th and January 28th marked on our calendars as a show to celebrate. January 14th will be 30 years since the Cowboys have appeared in an NFC title game.
That's amazing. 30 years. I'm 31, John.
Correct. So you spoiled brats that have grown up in this era, and I say that fondly. You guys have never experienced Eagles-Cowboys in its heyday, Eagles-Cowboys in super relevancy, or anything.
Right.
So I understand it more the longer it goes that we've raised a generation of people that just don't have that same venom.
I mean, because the Cowboys.
My daughter does.
Cowboys are a joke. Like, let's face it. Like they even in the years where they were better than the Eagles, because in
Right.
our lifetime, they have won the division. There was a year where they won 13 games, but for what? They lose in round one or lose in round two. They don't get to the conference championship. So the only reason why they're totally relevant, and look, I'm part of the blame as a member of the ESPN radio world now. They get talked about all the time. That's why they're still relevant. But when it comes to this rivalry or Cowboys week here in the city of Philadelphia, it's just not the same. Now, I will say this. There is something to this week that should get the juices flowing a little bit more.
What is that?
You could pretty much end their season on Sunday.
Oh, no, you do. The magic number's 4. We're talking the day after Thanksgiving now, the way things have shaked out. Beat the Cowboys. Then Thanksgiving, sit down and watch the Chiefs save their season by beating the Cowboys. Beat the Bears. The win over the Bears would give you the division title. So you would be at a division-clinching win versus Chicago the day after Thanksgiving. So that's all that needs to happen. 3 things. Eagles beat the Cowboys. Cowboys lose to the Chiefs Thanksgiving. Eagles beat the Bears, the division title would be done in November.
And then I'll give you one step further. They are still technically in the hunt for the playoffs for that final wild card spot.
They are.
With their 4-5-1 record. And look, that offense is scary for the Dallas Cowboys, and we will talk a lot about that as this show continues.
So what, are you looking to crush their dreams?
Well,
are you looking to, like...
I don't know how many dreams Cowboys fans have or the Cowboys players have, especially when they trade Micah Parsons a week before the season starts. But the Cowboys are 4-5-1. The 49ers, as of today, are that final wild card team at 7-4. The Lions are the first team outside looking in with a 6-4 record. So the Cowboys, win-wise, just 2 back of Detroit, 3 back of San Francisco. They do have that tie, though, which could help them out in the long run.
What about the Panthers?
But if you...
Wait. You don't think the Panthers are considerably better than the Cowboys? I do. Considerably better than the Cowboys.
Cowboys have arguably the best offensive football. The Panthers have arguably nothing of the best in football.
And the Panthers are a game and a half ahead of them. And I got a feeling the Panthers are beating the 49ers on Monday Night Football. Like, I think the Panthers are yet another team. Look, Dallas is dead. The point being, Dallas is dead.
Well, and you could officially end it on Sunday.
Kick him in the private.
And so even though there might not be that same venom in years past, even though there might not be that same Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday build up to Cowboys week. Look, I get it. Come Friday morning, people are going to be fired up. They're going to see the star all over the place, and they're going to go nuts. Like my son last Sunday said, "Daddy, what's that star?"
Oh, he did.
He did.
What'd you tell him?
I said, that's the stinking Cowboys. And he goes, "Oh yeah, that's right. We don't like the Cowboys." I said, "You got that right, buddy."
No.
So, like, I'm still the star. Like, people, I understand that there are people from back in the day, back in your generation,
no, it's our generation.
Era of, oh, well, I just love the star and Roger Staubach.
You had people, you had absolutely losers that grew up in the Philly area who would wear the starter jacket Cowboy stuff.
Right, it's disgusting.
And they would be like, well, but the thing is, what you guys don't realize, the only thing in their defense is that the Eagles weren't always on TV.
Right, there were a lot of blacked out games.
A lot of blacked out home games. So you didn't even see home games. You had to listen on the radio, and which seems unfathomable to Eagles fans.
Right.
And then also, too, you got to remember, the Cowboys were always on. In Philadelphia, in my childhood, there were more Cowboys games on TV in the regular season than there were Eagles games.
Ridiculous.
No, but it's crazy.
You guys didn't have the NFL
it's crazy.
Sunday ticket?
They didn't have that. No, streaming didn't exist.
Yeah, YouTube TV was a dispute.
Yeah.
Streaming was for the kids in Broomall was going over to the Derby Creek.
Right.
That was considered streaming. And so, I mean, it's a different thing is that there were reasons that people decided to be cockroachy losers.
Sure.
And that was one of them.
All right, so when you hear somebody say it's Cowboys week, I want your immediate reaction, because when John said it to me yesterday, I was kind of like, yeah, it's another Sunday for me because of who they are, who the Dallas Cowboys have become. Now, look, that does not mean this game is not a big game, considering the Rams are tied with you record-wise, considering we know what the drama has sort of been recently with the Eagles offense, considering you know how good the Cowboys offense can be. Forget the Dallas Cowboys. You're facing one of the better offenses in the NFL. Can the Eagles defense continue to play the way that they have been? And then you throw in the fact that they're the Dallas Cowboys, and you could pretty much end their season on Sunday. But when you hear somebody say it's Cowboys week, what is your reaction in 2025? Because in 2025, it's a lot different than 2015. It's a lot different than 2005.
No, I've heard people in your generation try to say, well, it's the Giants for us. Bull crap. The Giants has never drawn any kind of venom in this town.
No.
That is even a tenth.
As a child, I hated them
Cowboys,
more
Eagles
because they won.
Well, that could
and
be.
I was a jealous child.
Yeah, it never generated that kind of venom in this town, ever. The Giants never even moved the needle.
So
like
text in, call in, 610-632-0975. When you hear somebody say it's Cowboys week, like what's your immediate, honest reaction? Now, the Eagles' defense has been great. Can they continue to do what they've done the last 2 weeks this Sunday against the Cowboys? It will be hard to do so. We'll discuss that next. It's Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, so Cowboys week, when you hear that, what is your reaction in 2025? I'm asking that specifically because I don't think it's the same as 2015 or 2005 or 1995 or 1985.
It's not like 1995.
It just isn't. So I'm curious when
That was
you
Ray
hear
Rhodes'
Cowboys
first year.
week. Right. And look, that's coming off of the I don't care if we go 2-14 as long as those 2 wins against the Cowboys days, which I still think is dumb.
Well, that was, you remember we had Kotite in between.
Yeah. I want to go 14-2 and
Yeah.
lose both games to the Cowboys. I don't care.
That's why your generation, and I'm glad, I think you embrace it. Your generation is a bunch of spoiled brats.
Hell yeah, man.
Because there are so many miserable young Eagles fans that bitch and complain about everything, that didn't live the lives that their parents led.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I say it all the time to my own child. I'm like, look, when she's pissed about an Eagles loss or something, I'm like, get over it.
Oh, the joy that I
Shake it
see
off, for
my
God's
father
sakes.
has, like in the limited games that I get to watch with him these
unbelievable.
days, like he's like this smile ear to ear.
It's because this is for us.
You know, he's in his 60s, so it's
Right. This is what you never
Right.
expected to see. You know what's funny is I never really thought this era that we've had would come to fruition when Andy Reid walked out the door.
right.
When Andy walked out the door, I thought, we're going back. Because then stupid Chip Kelly got hired. I thought, we're going back to what we used to be. I never would have ever thought we'd see where we've ended up.
They didn't necessarily go back. Now they did for a little bit, but they've gotten better.
No, they're distinctly better because they finished
2
the
Super
deal.
Bowl wins, 3 appearances.
Well, no. Games at home in the postseason,
yeah,
they're dominant.
it's amazing.
They're
isn't it?
dominant.
So the Eagles' defense is dominant, has been the last 2 weeks. It's going to be freaking hard Sunday. All right. Now, the good thing is your pass rush will travel. It doesn't matter where you're at, the pass rush will travel, and hopefully you can make Dak Prescott uncomfortable. Say what you want about Dak Prescott. The guy's still a good quarterback. I understand that he comes up small in big moments often, but the guy's still a good quarterback, and they have a lot of weapons. CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. The biggest danger is the fact that it is at Jerry's World, in my opinion. Because last week, I thought the Lions' offense was going to be dangerous. They weren't. Jared Goff was uncomfortable all night long. They also probably couldn't do a lot of things they would normally do because of the way the wind was a factor. The wind was a factor for Jalen Hurts. The wind was a factor for Jared Goff. There's no wind inside a building. It's going to be tough on Sunday.
It's going to be tough. All I can tell, look, Dak Prescott owns the Eagles. He owns the Eagles for his statistics. The rest of his team does not.
Right.
The Cowboys defense has betrayed Dak Prescott. You go back and look, Dak Prescott has been amazing versus the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
So now you've got to turn it on. You got to come up with yet another effort. You got to come up with some sort of exciting way to get your energy up after you've played 2 of the best teams in the NFC back-to-back. 2 teams that might face you in January. This team's not going to face you in
No, you're
January.
not going to face them in January.
So you need to find a way to just put your foot on the throat and take this team out. I don't think it's going to be easy at all. At all on Sunday.
Like, at all?
No.
They did blank him in the second half in week 1. That was a much different defense.
I get you.
Much different defense.
I don't believe this is going to be easy at all. I just look at it as how often can the defense play to that level? Like, to me, I'm going to tell you right now, I think Dallas may have more points by halftime than they've given up the last 2 weeks.
Total?
No,
Oh.
the 2 games.
Okay.
Like, Dallas will have more points by halftime.
You're saying 10 points at halftime.
Yes, they're going to have more points than their opposition at minimum. And I'm saying minimum with that. I think Dallas is a very, very tough. And the familiarity of the 2 teams is another thing.
Sure.
And it is a very, very different defense. Very, very different.
Much better defense from week 1. Yeah.
And the Cowboys, not so much.
No, I mean they got some new players, but it's not like that Cowboys defense has looked all that much better. They've played better in recent weeks, but
They
so
have.
much so that they should stop an offense with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. No, but that's up to the Eagles.
Exactly.
So coming up next, you know what this means, right? When we're talking about how it's going to be a difficult day for the defense, or maybe more difficult than the previous 2 weeks. It means the Eagles' offense has to be better.
All right, now
And
you're getting to the
has
tough
to
part of the
start
conversation.
Sunday. Will it? Can it? We discuss that next here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Diving into Dallas Week, I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles have begun their preparation for Dallas Week, trying to keep their momentum going from 2 big wins off their bye week. We'll get our first injury report of the week today, but the coordinators met with media and spoke yesterday. Kevin Fatullo talked about the self-inflicted wounds that have hurt the offense so far this season.
We went through each drive and kind of showed all those self-inflicted things, but it's all of us too, right? It's the coaches, the players. We all have to be on the same page, whether it's a penalty, whether it's an assignment issue, whether it's a detail issue. We know they can't happen, and we know that's what's really getting us right now.
And it does feel like a lot of the Eagles' problems this year have been those self-inflicted issues. We'll see if they get those right against the Cowboys. Nick Sirianni meets with the media today at 12:10 p.m. Sixers take on the Raptors tonight, 7 p.m. tip-off at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Sixers are 1-0 against Toronto already this season. Paul George is out for tonight's game after making his debut on Monday. Flyers are back on the ice tomorrow night versus St. Louis. They are in the midst of a 4-day break, so should be well-rested when they do play the Blues. Adam Schefter joins us coming up at 7:55 for the latest on the NFL and the Birds. This update is brought to you by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find so many holiday essentials, all for under $25. Don't wait. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
4:30 in the morning.
Look,
I love our YouTube chat.
I
love them.
I like your shirt. I think your shirt looks good. You look like you're going to the Jason Aldean concert. But it's
well, I also and it doesn't help that I got the Timbs on.
I think it looks good though.
Well, it was raining
It's a nasty day today.
It was raining this morning, and
By
I
the
don't
way-
want to have the wet feet.
Dude, you look sharp.
Oh, it's nice and comfortable.
You look
I
sharp.
wouldn't say sharp, but you're not round.
Okay, hold
No,
on a second.
somewhere in
look,
between.
Hold
look,
on.
Look.
Pipe down there, because I know you almost bought this.
Yeah, I did.
Aha!
You even said you almost bought
You
it.
said I almost bought it, but then I remembered Andrew just bought it, so I don't want to buy it, which I
Yeah, the
appreciate.
fact that I considered buying something you're wearing should tell you all you need to know about your outfit choices.
Well, that could be.
That's
Now
a
look,
good-
he didn't
damn
buy
it.
he didn't buy
Damn
it.
it.
No, he didn't buy it in a size too small.
That's true.
Unlike you, Connor, who buys the mediums.
These are large.
And
This is large.
and tries to do it. I believe. By the way, there's Connor. People have checked your tags for you around here and said, "Oh, I thought it was a large. It's a medium."
So
you're aware.
a couple of comments. NBD, quite the shirt from Northern Liberty's Tunis today. He said,
Yeah.
I don't own anything that hideous. Thank you. Go Birds said, I fell into the gap this morning. Target, actually. So shows some respect. All right.
It does.
I'm a father of a 3-year-old. I'm at that place every freaking day.
Fall into
And
the
Mo-
gap. Falling into the gap is a great line. That is, you got to at least take the smack there.
Mopar said Kevin Costner once wore a shirt like this when he was a carpenter in the movie The Company Men.
Kevin Costner's the man.
Kevin Costner's the best sports actor ever. So, you know what? You guys are paying some good compliments right now. Speaking of compliments, before we get to the Eagles, congratulations. Big day in the city of Philadelphia yesterday.
What was that?
3 Philadelphia restaurants won Michelin stars. There had
Okay.
never been a Philadelphia restaurant that ever got the Michelin star. Ever.
We got
Okay.
3? Which one?
This is a very good foodie town. Oh, you guys didn't know this?
No, I didn't know this either, and I'm a little surprised
What? That there have been none, or that,
there's
there was
never
3?
been, that there's never
I'm
been
surprised
one.
too.
Like to me, striped bass, which you're too young to remember. It's where
Striped
Butcher and
bass?
striped bass
Oh.
was. If you ever saw, did you ever see Sixth Sense with Bruce Willis?
Yes.
No.
That's the movie that's the restaurant.
Oh, okay.
It's Butcher and Singer now.
Sure.
Downtown.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
That was one of the hottest restaurants in the country. I'm shocked that was not back in the 90s.
No. Her Place Supper Club is a French restaurant, so congratulations to you. Provenance, which just opened up this year.
Provenance?
Provenance.
Okay.
Not
that was
Providence.
in Rhode
Provenance.
Not Provence.
No.
Okay.
So congratulations
Is
to
that
them.
another French one?
Yes.
You see,
they
what's
have
with
their autumn menu right
Dude, what's
now.
with all the French restaurants?
And Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, that's a big one, though.
Yeah,
That's popular.
I mean, it's been a long time since I've been to Friday,
That's
Saturday,
popular.
Sunday. So congratulations to those 3. 3 Michelin stars.
What's with all the French restaurants?
It's good food. I like French food.
There's too much French. Like, too much French. When I'm looking at, I was just about to review with you. I have to spend, part of the credit card benefits you get is you get $150 dining credit in the first half of the year and the second half of the year.
Yeah.
And the restaurants that they have are very limited. And so I'm going to read to you off the air the thing and say, which one should we go to? Because they're in the city.
Yeah.
They're all in the city. And I think 4 of them are French restaurants.
Well,
I'm like, what the hell? Do I want a small portion and a lot of plate? Because that's what French restaurant
it's
means
all-
to me.
it's all part
that's
of the
what it means
experience,
to me. Yeah,
baby.
I don't want the experience. I want food
Well, then give it to me.
when I go to dinner.
Congratulations to those 3 restaurants. The city of Philadelphia, big night last night.
Wow.
In what is normally a great foodie town, I'm surprised that it's taken this long, but you got 3 last night. All right, so Eagles defense will have a tough task Sunday against the Cowboys offense. All right, I know we hate the Cowboys, but it is okay to say that a team with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens and Jake Ferguson and Javonte Williams, who's been running the ball much better than anybody expected.
No question.
And, oh, by the way, Dak Prescott at quarterback. It's okay to say that is a good offense, and you have seen some of the games that they have put together this year where they're putting up 30-plus points, 40-plus points in some nights. This means that the Eagles offense has to freaking figure something out.
It always comes back to the Eagles offense, doesn't it?
Well, because here's
honestly,
the deal.
it is. With this team, it always comes back to it.
If the Eagles defense holds the Cowboys offense to 24 points, first off, that's a hell of a day. Like, that's a good day. You keep
Against the Cowboys,
you keep
24?
the Cowboys to 24 points, that's a great day. The Cowboys defense sucks. All right, so there's no more
they're terrible.
excuses. There's no more Patullo disguised looks that we haven't seen yet this year in the freaking middle of November. There's no more complaints about A.J. Brown not getting the ball when he got 75,000 targets last week. There's no more complaints about weather and the wind when you're going to be playing in a dome.
No, it's going to be pretty.
Controlled environment. The only thing that could be a factor is the sunlight for the first half, as you mentioned. That's the only factor, and it's a legit one because it's stupid how that stadium was built. There are no more freaking excuses for this Eagles offense. You're not playing the Packers defense. You're not playing the Lions defense. You're not playing the 85 Bears defense. You're not playing the 2000 Ravens defense. You're playing the freaking Dallas Cowboys defense that sucks, that traded away their best player before the season started. No more freaking excuses. It has to change Sunday, but the question is,
You all of a sudden calm yourself down there.
can it?
Yes.
Without Lane Johnson?
Sure. It can.
Better.
Is it harder? Yes. No.
By the way, Fred Johnson's been a very good, player.
The Fred Johnson thing annoys me to no end.
What, that they had to trade for him again?
That they literally let him walk out the door for peanuts, and then they had to give up draft capital to get him back because they realized, wow, we let a really valuable piece walk out the door. Like, to me, that's one of the most annoying things about the Eagles offseason is that what was going on? Did you not realize that Lane Johnson could go down? And Lane Johnson, goes down all the time now times? To me, I feel very, very confident that the Eagles can make it work because I've seen teams put up big numbers on the Cowboys, on that Cowboys defense, and they don't have half the talent that is still remaining on the Eagles roster. So I have no doubt that the points should come. And now the Kevin Patullo apologists, many of them in the Philadelphia sports media, will come to you got to take into consideration. No, I don't have to take into consideration crap. Nothing. No. This is the Dallas Cowboys defense has been exploited by everybody. So no excuses, as you say. None should exist.
It ends on Sunday. Excuses or
we hope,
to your point, trying to put blame on other people. It ends on Sunday.
There's a lot of things that Kevin Patullo. Enough of that. We're 10 weeks in now.
So the Eagles over-under for total points this Sunday. You guys want to take a guess?
24.5.
23.5.
Oh, you should have stuck with what you were originally saying. 26.
I was going to go 26.5.
26.5 is the over-under for the Eagles offense this Sunday. The last time they scored 27 points was the Giants game going into the bye week. Then they scored 28 against the Vikings the week before that. Prior to that, we have to go all the way back to September when they scored 31 against the Bucs. And remember, most of that was in the first half.
Let me go in my Bet Parks app and get the over now because I'm confident. Because this team, the teams that have put up big points on them, there are a lot of teams that don't have five guys that would start for the Eagles offense.
Yeah.
Not five. And that's including Lane Johnson being out.
Raiders stink. They scored 16 points last week. But the Cardinals the week before, 27. The Broncos, 44. The Commanders, 22. The Panthers, 30.
The Broncos put up how many?
44.
Okay, the Broncos offense sucks. Bo Nix is mediocre at best. At best.
Dude, the Jets
He's mediocre.
Scored 22.
Okay.
The Packers, 40. The Bears, 31. The Giants, 37. One of their best days on defense was week 1 when the Eagles only scored 24, which, by the way, at this point, I would take 24 points. But it might need to be more. So we want to hear from you at 610-632-0975. Our first start of the show, when you hear Cowboys Week, what is your reaction in 2025?
And do me a favor, when you text in or you call in, could you give us your age?
That's a good point.
Not to be an ageist, because then we can really see if it's just something that's age-oriented.
Sure,
because
absolutely.
To me, Cowboys Week exists. We had one of those pigs dressed as a chef with a chalkboard.
Yeah.
And it was Beat Dallas Week in our house.
I love that.
Beat Dallas Week always existed. My kid grew up with it. And didn't mean it as much to other people.
And this Sunday, when it comes to the offense, if we don't see them have a good day, I'm not asking for 44 points like the Broncos, but I'm talking about a day where you're like, all right, finally we saw it. If we don't see it Sunday, are we ever going to see it?
Yeah, you're going to see it in the second half of the year.
610-632-0975. Climb in on those two topics. Also, coming up next, what week is it? I swear I've heard something for 2 months now out of the offensive coordinator. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. It is 6:40 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic. Now, looking at our YouTube chat, apparently our man Bill Strobel, tremendous artist in the Philadelphia
Bill's
area.
amazing.
Philadelphia hasn't been eligible for a Michelin star until recently. He said it's a whole thing. So I don't know what that whole thing is, but I'm glad that Philadelphia is finally eligible for Michelin stars.
Why would I wonder why that is?
Damn national media is anti-Philadelphia. We see it everywhere.
By the way, Michelin star's not just the United States of America.
International media.
International.
Also hates Philadelphia.
The Michelin star is the entire world.
I thought they sold tires.
And so,
I did too.
and
I go to the dealership. I take it right.
by the way, it makes that even more impressive that this city had 3 Michelin stars awarded yesterday when it is something that is worldwide. These are the best food tasters in the world.
Okay.
I wish I had that job, but I love your corner wing spot. So, I don't think I'm the best palate for these things.
So this Friday, Saturday, Sunday is one of the restaurants that
won a Michelin star. I've been there before. It's great.
But it's like it seems like it's a tasting menu. It's one of those things where you don't order off the menu; you just pay a flat price and you.
Yeah, I mean, restaurants will have. My sister used to work at a place like that, where
you don't get to order what you see.
Yeah, most of these are. What do you want? The Cheesecake Factory menu?
No, most places are not like that. You can order an entree. Most places are. You can order an entree. You can pick an entree you like.
Or some of these restaurants have 2 entrees, and you have to pick one of the 2.
Well, that's different. I mean, being able to pick what you got is different. Yeah, you're getting to pick what you want to eat. Not like, okay, this is the menu. Whether you like it, come and eat it.
I will ask you. Do you know what skate is? The fish?
Yeah. It's like a flounder.
Yeah.
Very good.
So I didn't know skates were edible.
What do you mean?
That's on the which one was it? I was looking at it yesterday.
Well, skates is considered along the lines of a tilapia, right? Like it's not as high end a fish.
Yeah.
It's a cheaper fish.
The Her Place Supper Club has a skate item on their menu, and I would try it. I didn't know it was edible. I would try it.
Oh, go out on a limb. You'd eat the fish from the Michelin star restaurant?
Yeah, that's true.
Come on.
But you know me.
skating.
I eat anything. I ate a churro off the floor.
But I thought that was like tilapia, which, by the way, I would just tell you that there are certain doctors out there that would tell you avoid tilapia.
Yeah,
if you have your choice to eat other fish, eat any other fish than
we
tilapia.
ate that once a week when I was a kid.
Yeah,
the only doctors I know tell me to listen to Unfiltered.
That's always good.
All right.
Mike to switch. I don't know if he's the same.
Let's go to the phones. Our initial question to start the show. Yesterday, before we did our promo, which we sort of tell you what we're going to talk about the next day, give you an idea. Off the air, John goes, "Oh yeah, it's Cowboys week," and I immediately wrote it down because I got no reaction to that, other than the fact that
it doesn't do anything for you.
Not right now. The Cowboys are 4-5-1. Like I said this last week. We did the your non-X and O sports hot take.
Okay.
And my non-X and O sports hot take is rivalries don't exist when one team stinks. They just don't. Like when the Sixers were going through the process, there was no get up for Sixers Celtics. Like it meant nothing to me. When the Flyers are trash, there's no Flyers Rangers and Flyers Penguins. Like it does nothing for me.
Well, the Flyers Penguins thing is another one that just.
But when both,
I don't even understand.
You don't feel it that way.
There is no.
But when both teams are good, like Phillies Mets this past summer, that actually adds to the storyline of the rivalry. Let's go to James in the Lehigh Valley. What's up, James?
Hey, good morning. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Oh, thanks,
Good to have
James.
you on,
How you
buddy?
doing,
What's
brother?
going on?
Love your show. Listen every morning. Screw the Cowboys. Eagles are going to win. I think Quinion Mitchell's going to shut down CeeDee Lamb. I think the defense is going to have a good stop. And the only thing that scares me is Dak Prescott being accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with all that
knows how
talent
to throw it
around
all
him.
around.
So you still get that? You still get that vitriol when you hear it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close because of Dallas's offense, because they are pretty good on offense, but I think the defense is going to come up big again.
All right, love it. Love it.
love
Thanks,
it.
James. Right away.
And
he
I
says,
think James
"Screw
is
the
more from
Cowboys."
closer to my demo.
Sure.
And he feels it. I still feel it.
Then let me ask my fella, the millennial, Connor, when you hear Cowboys week, like what is your immediate reaction?
I think back to being in the Veterans Stadium parking lot as a young kid and seeing someone put a bungee cord around a porta potty and try and light it on fire because there was a Cowboys fan in there. I think hatred, pure hatred for that fan base, and that will never
All right,
leave me.
but
Whether
you're,
they're good,
you're looking back. I said in 2025.
it will
today.
never leave me. That is
I
so
love that.
ingrained in my DNA. I will never. I don't care if they're 0 and whatever. I want to beat them by 80. I want to demolish them. I hope the franchise ceases to exist, and until the Dallas Cowboys franchise is wiped off the map, I will hate them every time.
Well, they're not going anywhere.
Connor, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to give a check mark to, Papa Thomas over Papa Salciunas. Because, and I love you, Dad, but I'm going to tell you flat out right now, he missed out on passing this venom on to you.
No, I had the shirt with the kid peeing on the star.
Okay, that's a positive.
No, trust me. It's my brain. The way it works is, are you winning or are you not? And the New York Giants would never beat the Eagles in the regular season. The Eagles had 75 miracles against that team, and yet Eli won 2 Super Bowls.
Okay.
And that would piss me off as a child/teenager more so than the kid peeing on the star.
Yeah, so you're jealous. Here's my issue. The Cowboys never deserved any of this shine that they got in our lifetime, and they got it anyway. And that's what pisses me off.
Well, yeah,
At least earn it.
because the owner straight up admitted on a show 2 weeks ago, yeah, I say things on purpose to try to get
I
reaction.
love that Connor's getting this level of just get it out, Connor, because this is great. Because this is what it should be. It should be. They're still very relevant because of the fact that they are the most profitable sports franchise in America. They are the most popular, most profitable, most they print money. For some reason, I actually admire it that 30 years of ineptitude, they have managed to stay number one. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it's continued.
It's unbelievable. Now, what week are we entering in the NFL?
This is week 12.
This is week 12.
All right. I think I pulled this clip from yesterday, but I don't know. This could be week 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay.
Here is Kevin Patullo during his press conference yesterday about negative plays.
When we're on track, we do a pretty good job. And if we get off track a little bit, whether it's a negative play or a penalty, that puts us kind of in a hole. We've had some trouble with that. So it starts with us as a staff to make sure we're in a good play and we're executing at a high level and we're all detailed up. And then if something happens like a penalty, sometimes those happen. We got to be able to overcome that. So that's kind of been the thing a little bit because we've had opportunities. We just haven't made the most of them at times. We know we're capable of. The guys are excited about it, and then they feel like we're moving in the right direction. We just got to continue to push through that and explode when we need to.
Okay, that's a horrible answer.
What week was that from? Was that from yesterday? Was that from last week or the week before or the week before that?
That one specifically yesterday.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
I'm flat out disgusted with that answer.
They're on track, bro.
I'm disgusted with it because it's such a bunch of gobbledygook bullcrap that he's trying to peddle. And it's the same stuff over and over. If you go back and look at the transcripts, he's saying the same things over and over, but he's never fixing anything.
Yeah.
It'd be like you hire a contractor to do a job, and they have to keep coming back to your house, and they're like, when's this job going to be done? Well, I'm trying to fix this, or we ran into this problem. He's the contractor that won't leave. And you're going to end up having to call Channel 6 to come and shake them down to get your money back. Because this is ridiculous now. It's ridiculous.
I just love he just says
absurd.
It's the same thing every week.
He has the same things. And if you go to his transcripts, he says the same things over and over and over.
So, kind of touched on this yesterday. How much does pedigree play a role in how you feel about a team? Because there's nothing about what we've seen out of the Eagles offense this year that should make you feel good. But they are the defending Super Bowl champions. And we know how it played out late in the season last year. Our focus is on the Eagles, but this can sort of be a sports in general conversation. But the Eagles have that pedigree. How much does that play a role in how you feel about the team? We'll check our texts and calls next as well. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The challenge of the Cowboys. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles have begun their preparation for Dallas week, trying to keep their momentum going off from 2 big wins off the bye week, and we'll get our first injury report of the week today. But the coordinator spoke yesterday, and Vic Fangio, whose defensive unit has done an incredible job over the past couple of weeks, talked about the challenge of matching up with the Cowboys' high-powered offense.
They're one of the best offenses in the league. I mean, they're first in passing, 12th in rushing. You know, they got balance. They're really a good offense, and Prescott makes it go. He's having a hell of a year.
Well, I got some news for you, Vic. Your defense is really a good defense, so we'll see who wins the matchup of power on Sunday. Nick Sirianni meets with media today at 12:10 p.m. The Sixers take on the Raptors tonight at 7. Tip-off at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. You can hear that game live here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Sixers are 1-0 against Toronto this season. Paul George is out for tonight's game after making his debut on Monday, still working his way back to full-time play. Flyers are back on the ice tomorrow night versus St. Louis Blues. Adam Schefter joins us coming up at 7:55 for the latest on the NFL and the Eagles. This update's brought to you by Anheuser-Busch. Join Bill Colarulo this Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. at the Green Parrot for the Ultra Access Sixers Watch Party. $3.50 Ultras and a chance to score a Sixers Suite experience with Bill. Sponsored by Michelob Ultra. Please enjoy responsibly. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
It is 6:56 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic. Eagles offense. If it doesn't happen Sunday, will it?
Stop even like talking that into existence. If it doesn't. No, it's going to happen.
All right.
Look, it's going to happen to some degree.
It better.
Okay,
better.
now you're starting to drag me down.
So
it's going to happen to some degree on Saturday.
So that kind of leads into our next topic, and we'd love to hear from you at 610-632-0975. So far, what we have on the table for you. When you hear somebody say it's Cowboys week, what is your reaction in 2025? Does it still hit? Because to me, if one team's good and one team's not, it doesn't. Now, look, the extra juice for Sunday's game is that you could be the reason why the Cowboys season is over. So that adds
that makes you smile, right?
Because that would be nice to see at the end of the game when they show all the fans that look miserable in Jerry's world.
Well, no, you'll start hearing the Eagles chants.
Yeah, no, you'll get that. But I like
that.
But you know what Fox will do? When there's like 2.5 minutes left, if the Eagles are sort of killing clock, they'll start showing the Cowboys fans with their head in their hands and looking miserable. So that's always like a nice little dessert at the end of a game.
Okay.
But when you hear Cowboys week, what's your immediate reaction? And if you don't see the offense have a good game Sunday against a bad Cowboys defense, will we ever this season? Now this goes to the pedigree conversation. As you're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. How much does pedigree play a role for anybody that's listening? But obviously, we'll start here on the show. It should, and maybe I'm being unfair. Shocker. I am just I need to see it guy. Like I just am. Like I need to see it again before I start saying. Like the Eagles defense, I knew that the Eagles defense could be good. We just hadn't seen the dominance until the Packers game. And until I saw it, then I could say, all right, we're back. The Eagles' Super Bowl defense is back. And obviously a lot of that is because of the addition of Jalen Phillips and Nolan Smith coming back from his injury. But we have not seen the Eagles' offense.
We have not.
And so I need to see it before I start saying, yeah, it's still there somewhere. Like, I need to see it.
I don't have any, like, to me, I don't have any problem at all as far as that. Like, to me, that makes a lot of sense.
Because what if guys just lost a step? Like, you've been mentioning the A.J. Brown thing.
The A.J. Brown has absolutely lost.
Jordan Mailata straight up told us at the beginning of the season that his body's not the same because of all the wear and tear from last year. Like, what if everybody's just a step slower? And in the NFL, you know how much of a difference one step could be. I think it's part of the reason why Devontae Smith is having a great year. Maybe he has not lost that step. He is getting his separation. Jalen Hurts is finding him in open spaces. Jalen Hurts would rather throw into more open windows than tight windows. And I think that's when we get into the conversation about the frustration with the quarterback. But there is that connection between Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith up until last week because they were getting the ball to A.J. So the fact that I haven't seen it yet, I can't just sit here and say, yeah, but you know what? They're the defending Super Bowl champions. It's going to play out well at some point. I can't say that.
I can because things are going to change. The level of competition is going to change. The hopefully good health will change. They not playing with your center for this long is, in any kind of reliable source is a big thing.
Sure.
Now, you're not going to play with your right tackle for a little while, which is probably going to be 4 to 6 weeks minimum that you're talking about there.
By the way, are they getting their center back on Sunday? Have we heard anything about Cam? Because injury report will come out today.
Let's just say that I would believe that you probably would be getting him back, but
Okay.
they're keeping things secret. I would believe something would have leaked by now if it was something much more critical. But then again, maybe all of a sudden there are some mature people in the building who can keep a secret, who don't have to share everything that they've got in a cryptic tweet or something like that.
We got the Lane report already. So if there was something extensive on Juergens, I'd imagine we would have gotten it too.
Yeah, but they kept him out a few extra weeks.
No, they did.
For just get better.
They did.
And then he leaves early last week. I don't know. We'll see. We'll get the practice report today from the Philadelphia Eagles. So, Connor, what about you? When it comes to the pedigree conversation, do you sit there and say it's going to happen at some point because I know what this team has been and hopefully can be.
Absolutely, dude. 100%. You understand that back in 2023, the Chiefs rolled into the postseason with the same record or one game off of the record of the Philadelphia Eagles, who
They
just
were
went
11.
through a crazy collapse. Like, they ended up winning the damn Super Bowl. You
They
know
had the
why?
same record.
Because they had been there before. They had done that before. They knew, we get in. We've had more experience doing this than any team we're going to run into. And experience is a key part of everything. So when I look at the Eagles, they're having the 2023 Chiefs season. Not the 2023 Eagles season, the 2023 Chiefs season, where everyone outside's going to question, everyone inside's going to feel nervous, and then you get there and realize nobody's been here before.
They got
but
Andy
us.
Reid?
They got the guy that beat Andy Reid.
No, they get the guy that beat Andy Reid. By the way, they get the guy that beat Andy Reid, wait a minute, in 2025 at Arrowhead, at 2023 at Arrowhead, in the Super Bowl of the 2024 season, and really had the better game plan in the Super Bowl that they lost, but the quarterback fumbled a ball that gave them 7 points, which was the decider of the game.
And that rat Jonathan Gannon. But
I mean, it's like I
They
can't
got
believe
Vic
wait a minute,
Fangio.
though.
That's the big difference.
I can't believe you just uttered that.
Well, do you think they're going to
You just said Andy Reid and Nick Sirianni? Nick Sirianni has owned Andy Reid.
Okay. I would imagine that one guy can figure out offensive woes more than the other one.
But what Connor brought up is a great point. They were one of the best teams in the NFL. They went 11-6 the same year the Eagles collapsed and went 11-6. We were losing our minds. They snuck into the playoffs, and then they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the Eagles' offense, I don't know what they're figuring out.
it's not offense, though. They're not the football.
They're led by the Eagles' defense. I understand that. The Eagles are going to have to score 20 points in games. They will. And it's going to be great against the Dallas Cowboys if they can do that. It's going to have to be against better defenses, the teams that will make the playoffs.
Okay, I got a message to you and to John.
Please.
And to
Okay.
every Eagles fan out there that happens to be listening, stop trying to find the 2024 Eagles in the 2025 Eagles.
Okay,
They're not that-
elaborate on this.
They're not that team, and they don't have to be that team. I think we expect them to try and win in the mold of how last year's team did, because so many players on this offense are back. They essentially have the same exact team as last year, but they're not. Things change. The scope of the league changes. The way teams defend you change. The way players play and coaches coach change. It doesn't mean they can't win. This is a different team, and you have a great defense and an 8-2 record. And if you try and fit them into the mold of a team that they don't play like very clearly through 11 weeks of the season, you're just going to find disappointment where we should be looking at the
Well, I
record.
hope we see the offense come to life Sunday. It starts Sunday. And if it doesn't happen Sunday, I don't know if we're going to see it. The Cowboys defense stinks.
No, look, I absolutely agree with Andrew on this, is that we better expect to see it on Sunday.
Like,
And
I'm not asking for 44 points or whatever, however many points the Denver Broncos scored earlier this year against the Cowboys. Realistically, because the Eagles have not been scoring 30 points.
Right.
I'm just hoping they get 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, and 2 field goal drives.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy.
Like, I need to see not 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Like, and that's what I've been getting. And so against the Dallas Cowboys' putrid defense, I need to see that Sunday, or I don't think you're ever going to get it, because these defenses are not going to get easier come playoff time.
And if you don't get it, and you can find a way to scrape yourself to 20 points, and your defense is as good as they've looked against some of the top competition in your conference, you can win. It's not ideal. It's going to be a little bit more nerve-wracking than 55 to 20, whatever.
Connor, are we brothers in arms on this?
I think we might be, Johnny.
I swear, like, because it doesn't happen a lot,
It's good. I'm proud of you.
but
guys.
it's absolutely happening. We are brothers in arms on this because, look, I'm the golden retriever today. I am running in the dog park with Connor today because I absolutely believe everything that Connor has said.
This is,
Clip
this
that.
Is, this is a big day.
It's true here. I got to tell you, because I don't get it. Like, to me, there's every reason the Eagles get the benefit of the doubt from me. Period.
All right. Well,
The
we'll hear
last-
from
they-
people on
they
that
get-
as
they're
well.
Now, Kevin Patullo,
Not as much.
I believe he couldn't ad-lib a fart after a baked bean dinner.
Yeah, well, he's your offensive.
But, I mean, I understand it. But I do believe that the Eagles can survive Kevin Patullo. I really do. I believe they can survive.
All right. Chime in, 610-632-0975. What do we got on the text line there, Connor?
We have a lot of people checking in on our conversation earlier about the feel of Eagles-Dallas week. Now, Nick in Dallas who has to deal with them straight up, says 47 years old, and it will always be F Dallas to me. So easy decision to
Okay,
make
so
when you live
and
down
they're
there.
sort of in the interim of that.
Yeah.
Like in between us.
Now, I don't know how old MBD is, but he chimed in on the YouTube chat. Cowboys have been so bad for so long, it's hard to get really excited for the matchup these days.
Okay.
I don't know how old MBD is.
No, but the thing is, though, MBD, he makes a great valid.
Well, that's kind of how I feel. Like, the only thing that I'm fired up for is I hope I see the offense come to life, and you could end the season of the Cowboys on Sunday. Like, that's the big one. What else we got?
Matt in Ontario says, I'm 41 years old, and I'm always a little more excited when the Birds play the Cowboys, even though the rivalry seems less intense than it has in the past.
I was much more excited for Eagles-Lions than Eagles-Cowboys.
Okay, you are absolutely correct.
When the schedule came out, that's the circle game.
Eagles-Lions was the circle game. Eagles in Lambeau, a bigger game. But there's nothing like Eagles-Cowboys as far as just the pedigree of, look, you're going to win the back-to-back division titles, which everybody was clinging to that stupid stat. And now it's done. It's going to be gone.
It's not a stupid stat. It was
but
20
it is.
years,
It says,
20 years in the running.
But it doesn't necessarily mean anything other than the fact that the Eagles are now continuing to set new standards about their dominance.
All right, coming up next. Speaking of the Cowboys, can violence sometimes be the answer? It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. It is 7-Eleven here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic.
We prefer Wawa.
And
Just saying. We love our friends at 7-Eleven.
damn right.
We prefer Wawa.
I do like a 7-Eleven taquito, though. So
I know you like the tequila.
it's delicious. Like if 7-Eleven wanted to say, "Hey Andrew, we would like you to sponsor our taquitos," I would be open for it.
So you're going to, just quickly, you're going to eat something that, like, you don't know who's touching.
He ate a
That's
churro
tough.
off the floor of Reading.
Yeah, what
Terminal
am I
Market.
saying? He's George Costanza.
Yeah, dude, the taquito.
By the way, you disappointed my wife.
that's fine.
She thinks of you as a very, charming, well put together man.
Yeah, usually am, but that was a moment for me, and you know what? I was okay with it. I still don't regret
Now,
it.
I'm not going to throw all my cousins under the bus, but one of my cousins did say when they heard that story, they go, I would have bet Connor did that.
Yo, that's absolutely a me thing.
I would have bet Connor did it.
I ate a
but
combo
you
off
did
the
it.
floor in the studio here yesterday.
Look,
Which, by the
man,
way, and these studio floors are terrible.
Much
probably
less
not as
foot
bad as the
traffic.
Reading Terminal Market floors. All right, can violence sometimes be the answer? The answer is yes. So I say, speaking of Eagles-Cowboys, when I say that, even though the audio that we're about to play for you has nothing to do with the Eagles or Cowboys. But remember, earlier this season when the Eagles played the Dallas Cowboys, the Eagles, of course, were without Jalen Phillips because they had not acquired him yet via trade.
Sure.
They were also without Jalen Carter because Jalen Carter, after the opening kickoff, decided it would be a good idea to spit on Dak Prescott. And to this day, that is a despicable thing to do as a human being. And so I know we love Jalen Carter, the player, and I know that there were some people that celebrated it because, yeah, it's the Cowboys. Spitting on another human being is a vile thing to do. And apparently, he wasn't the only one that wanted to do that. Remember, that same week, there was a college football player that did it.
There was.
I think it was Florida. I think it was for one of the Florida schools. Somebody spit on another player, and you're like, what the hell is going on? When did this start? When did people start spitting on people?
It is absolutely despicable. It's despicable behavior.
When did that start? Recent? Like, why is that a recent thing?
You ever see what society is like today?
Spitting?
Yes. You ever see what society is like today? Society believes you can talk crap about anybody.
Yeah, but usually that's behind a keyboard.
No,
Yeah.
but that's where we've degraded to. We've
Okay,
degraded
fair.
to. Have you ever met some of the people who say the nastiest things about you online, and then you meet them, and they all of a
then
sudden
they're your
they're like
best friend.
or they're like mouses.
Yeah.
They don't say a word.
Yeah.
It's like there's society has become nasty, and nasty has somehow been acceptable.
Sure.
People accept it.
So
And it shouldn't be accepted. And by the way, Jalen Carter was completely wrong that night that he did it because he shouldn't have been over anywhere near their huddle. He shouldn't have been anywhere close to that. And by the way, Dak was really bad in what he did to respond back to.
And oh, by the way, Dak will probably try and get him to do it again because he probably doesn't want to face Jalen Carter.
They're going to talk crap. I guarantee you that.
The reason why we bring it up is there's another spit gate. And I feel bad for people like Connor Thomas who are entering their fantasy playoffs early. But you got your fantasy playoffs. I know in my league, our own Ray Dunn is fighting for his life right now. And he's got Jamar Chase just like you do. Jamar Chase not playing this weekend after he spit on Jalen Ramsey. Here was Mike Tomlin yesterday. It's a fantastic answer when asked how you would want players to retaliate if they were to be spit on.
I have no message if someone spits in your face. Do what comes natural.
I love. First of all, I love Mike Tomlin.
I know.
I'm
I
a
do
big
too.
Mike
I love
Tomlin
Mike
fan.
Tomlin.
But I
Yeah.
love that answer.
Do what comes
No,
naturally.
there should be no standards if somebody spits in your face. First of all, you're a freaking animal. You're an animal. You're spitting in someone's face?
Hey, some people are into it.
Well, you're an animal. And to me, it is absolutely despicable.
I don't
Jamar
think
Chase,
at the time they were flirting.
What are you doing?
Connor.
Like, what are you doing? Like, what level of instinct do you have that you do that?
Yeah, it's gross.
It's despicable.
It's gross. But hopefully Jalen Carter keeps his spit in his mouth on Sunday against the Dallas Cowboys. But you know that they're going to try to egg him on for something.
Oh, I guarantee you they're going to be all over him from the time thing. And hopefully
the fans. The second he walks into that
Well, he's not
building.
going to worry about that. They're not close enough except when you're walking in.
No, that's what I'm saying. Walking during
Yeah, but they're not going
warm-ups.
to. They're very careful on the. They're very careful. No, when you walk from the locker room, remember they have the one where you have to walk through the little lounge.
Yeah,
Of the season
right.
ticket holders. They don't let the fans. You get thrown out if you heckle with foul language or anything like that.
Sure.
So you get thrown out. He's going to be fine. Hopefully, though, Vic Fangio just says to him, like, look, it's time. Grow up, Jalen. Let's do it. We need you this time.
Yeah, they need him this time. All right, what else we got on the text line, Connor? It's 610-632-0975.
All right, so we have Pete and Delco checking in, and he wants to talk a little bit about the Dak Prescott quotient of this equation. He says, not saying Dak doesn't play well against the Eagles, but Cowboys fans touting his NFC East record as a thing of legend is pathetic. In his career, he's beaten up Washington and New York, and the majority of his Eagles wins came against backups and in meaningless games post-2017 Wentz. Dallas sucks. Go Birds.
Dak Prescott, though, is not the reason the Eagles were beating the Cowboys. Dak Prescott, the Cowboys' defense was usually the reason they were beating the Cowboys. Dak Prescott has had very, very good
Yeah,
numbers
he's
against
been
the Eagles.
successful. And
Very
and
successful.
there were the games where, like, Cooper rushes
Exactly.
Ben DiNucci's.
Exactly.
When Chris Collinsworth tried to make Ben DiNucci look like Patrick Mahomes, which is the funniest thing in the world.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, there were games where Dak Prescott was not either on the field or, to your point, the defense was the reason. Now, look, the defense could be the reason for the Eagles that they win this game on Sunday. It's just going to be a little bit more of a difficult task. What else we got on the text line?
Joe from Bayville, New Jersey says, grew up in Philly, moved here in 83, 58 years old. Hated the Cowboys from day one. I feel the same now as I did then. Can't stand them.
Why are you salivating in there?
I
got
it.
a cough drop.
Okay, I didn't
I've
know
been
what it was
fighting
doing.
my voice like for 2 weeks now.
I mean, we're talking about spitting.
No, but you
and I
sounded
thought
like you were. You sound like you were ready to hock a loogie.
Yeah, like, dude, you all right?
I was trying to finish the rest of the cough drop before I read the text.
I just want to make sure that you're okay.
That was good.
I'm good.
I'm telling you, Connor, I maybe never loved you more this morning. This is good because this needs to be. And Papa Chunas, I'm going to just say it.
No, it's not
You
his-
didn't instill enough of the hatred.
Not his fault.
Didn't
man.
instill enough.
Dude, trust me. The things that he says.
This is. Look,
I will tell you. My father says the some of the bad things when watching the Cowboys. Where I go, yeah, dude. Like,
yeah, but
come
he
on.
needs to. Well, you see, look at you. You've got this. Like, no, Dad, don't do that. No, you need.
No, I'm just not a break his leg guy.
Oh, dude.
You know what I mean?
I don't actually mean it, but there is something about a quick break his arm or
Dude,
break his leg.
I was at a Flyers game, and I sat next to this vile woman. It was a Flyers-Penguins game, and she said something about Crosby,
Really?
about give him another concussion.
Oh
No, we don't do
And I
concussions.
turned,
No.
turned to her, and I couldn't help myself. I was like, "Are you serious?" And she's like, "I hate him." I go, "All right, you want him to have brain damage and
Seriously.
die?" And she tried getting her husband to be like,
What her husband say?
he sat
What
back,
was she trying to get her husband to give you grief? Really?
and he didn't say a damn thing.
Wow. Wow, she's rooting for concussion.
Yeah. Like, I'm not one of those fans.
Nah.
No, that's
you know.
bad. That's bad. That's really bad. Gosh.
All right,
Nasty.
Coming up next, will John Middleton have to cut a check just for someone to leave? We're reaching a similar sort of talking point about trading away players of the Phillies. That and other offseason nuggets. Coming up next, Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about the FanDuel Sportsbook app. FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge, the #1 sportsbook for same-game parlays, from points, rebounds to threes and assists. FanDuel's the best place to combine your favorite picks into a same-game parlay or track every stat live all in one easy-to-use app. And right now is the perfect time to join because new customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So bet on the players you love the way that you want. This game against the Toronto Raptors, they are a slower big man team. So maybe you see the Sixers push it, especially without Joel Embiid tonight. No Paul George tonight. So maybe look at the overs for Tyrese Maxey, maybe VJ Edgecombe. They're going to have to go down the court quickly. Maybe even Justin Edwards. No Kelly Oubre tonight. So that could be a guy that you take a look at for his threes. Head to FanDuel.com/Fanatic. That's FanDuel.com/Fanatic to sign up today. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. You got to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as now draw bonus bets that expire 7 days at the receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles versus themselves. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles have begun their preparation for Dallas week. No, they won't be playing against themselves. They'll be playing the Cowboys, and they're trying to keep that momentum going from 2 big wins coming off the bye week. We'll get our first injury report of the week today, but the coordinator spoke yesterday, and Kevin Patullo talked about the Eagles hurting themselves with these self-inflicted wounds that have cost the offense dearly this year.
We went through each drive and kind of showed all those self-inflicted things. But it's all of us too, right? It's the coaches, the players. We all have to be on the same page, whether it's a penalty, whether it's an assignment issue, whether it's a detail issue. We know they can't happen, and we know that's what's really getting us right now.
So we'll see if the Eagles can stay out of their own way and also take down the Cowboys on Sunday. Nick Sirianni will meet with the media today at 12:10. Sixers play the Raptors tonight, 7 p.m. at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Sixers are 1-0 against Toronto this season. Paul George is out for tonight's game after making his debut on Monday. You can hear that game live here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Flyers are back on the ice tomorrow night versus St. Louis Blues. We'll talk to Adam Schefter of ESPN coming up at 7:55 for the latest on the NFL and, of course, the latest on your Birds. This update is brought to you by Bradford White. When you need a new water heater, choose one that's built to be the best. Choose Bradford White. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
7:56 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic on this Adam Schefter Wednesday morning. Shefty's going to be joining us coming up at 7:55 for his weekly hit. So looking
Look forward to
that as always.
Hopefully he says something interesting and doesn't get spooked by it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Hopefully not.
Love it.
The Phillies have a very busy, interesting offseason, as we know, because they can't run it back. They can't.
Can't they?
But will they?
You hear them? You hear the plan?
So I want to play this for you. Ken Rosenthal, when he's not busy knocking over cameramen and standing over them like Muhammad Ali, he was doing some digging. Recently, they had the owners' meetings in Major League Baseball. And clearly he came away with hearing some things about the Philadelphia Phillies. And I find this pretty interesting because hopefully this is a bit of a change from what we're used to with the Philadelphia Phillies. Here was Ken Rosenthal talking about some offseason moves the Fightins might make.
Also with the Phillies, they are looking to trade a left-handed reliever, perhaps, maybe Matt Strahm. And one other interesting thing in Matt's notes column, they're talking about trading off the Major League roster. Now, Dave Dombrowski, as president of baseball operations, not known for trading anything but prospects and has always been willing to trade prospects. But they're at a point now where they've got some, I wouldn't call it duplication at the Major League level, but some players that they can move. And this way, by trading off the Major League roster, they can keep some of their better prospects. They're a little thin right now. And they know that after the deadline, they made some big moves. So that is something to watch with the Phillies as well. Strahm, Castellanos' future is in big trouble there. They could trade Bohm. They could trade someone else. They're going to be an interesting team.
So a couple of things. First off, I love how Ken Rosenthal brought up the duplication on the Phillies big league club. We've only been talking about that for 3 years now. Glad people are finally,
Isn't that nice?
coming around on that. So he mentioned players by name. Strahm.
He did.
Being one of them. By the way, when he said Matt's column, that's Matt Gelb of The Athletic, who covers the Phillies.
Does a great job.
Matt Strahm by name. I'm okay with that.
I'm fine with it. I am absolutely fine with it.
Nick Castellanos by name. That's like the least surprising thing in the world, but I will tell you something that Jeff Passan wrote.
What did he say?
Philadelphia's tried to trade Nick Castellanos and his $20 million salary. So far, no bites.
Can you do you understand why?
Because nobody's going to want the $20 million salary.
Yeah, well, that's part of it, but that's not, to me, is the complete reason. Once again, the Phillies literally tell you who they want to trade. They did it last year. Alec Bohm. They killed Alec Bohm's trade value because they let everybody know that they wanted to trade him. I have no idea where Dave Dombrowski, a smart guy with a Hall of Fame type resume, telegraphs everything he wants to do because he talks too much.
By the way, you heard him mention Alec Bohm in that clip as well.
I mean, it makes no sense. Like, it just is. It makes no sense to be like, yeah, this is what we're looking to do. Hey, now, oh, by the way, give us top value.
Yeah.
No, you play things close to this. Howie Roseman, we go, what? What did Howie do?
Yeah. Nobody heard this. Nobody thought this was happening.
By the way, Danny Briere has taken a page out of the Howie Roseman book.
Sure.
Danny Briere's operation has been like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't know that was coming.
Now,
because that's what you're supposed to do.
Now, the Castellanos thing, like they're going to have to eat a lot of the salary.
Okay.
If they truly plan on moving him, which Dave Dombrowski's tried to for years, they're going to have to eat his salary. I don't think they're getting much back for Nick Castellanos.
No, probably like 12 mil of it.
Yeah, but I don't even think like, if anything, they'll eat more money to get it's like the Jalen Phillips trade, right? The Dolphins ate some of his salary this year so they could get a higher draft pick.
Third instead of a fourth.
Yeah, and there's none of that going on with the Major League Baseball company.
Unless you eat, to Connor's point, like $12 million, and then maybe you get a one step higher prospect. I don't think you're getting much for Nick Castellanos. I can't imagine you're getting much for Matt Strahm, who's what, 30? How old is Strahm at this point?
I want to say 32, but I'm not sure off the top of my head.
How about not interested in watching?
34.
I'm not interested in the Matt Strahm experience again.
He's 34
because
years old.
2 consecutive years he has wet himself in critical situations. Sorry.
By the way, he just turned 34. He's a young 34.
He's a young.
Happy birthday.
His birthday was 1 week ago today.
Look,
So
for the
happy
Phillies,
birthday,
they think he's a spring chicken.
Now he also
They want to build the Golden Girls, so they're all into it.
in that clip you heard him say "and others." Who are the and others? So he mentioned by name Strahm, Castellanos,
Okay.
Bohm, and then he said and others.
I think they would move Stott in the right situation.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, Marsh as well, potentially, depending.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think they'd move Stott and Marsh in the right situation. But again, what kind of market do you think Stott and Marsh have?
They're a part of a package.
Yeah, but the thing is,
they're not like the marquee name.
Who's the marquee name in it then?
Well,
If the Phillies are trading with people, tell me who the marquee name is in the Phillies trade package. Because what I hear from people is putting together a bunch of stuff that you went and got at the dollar store and saying, well, we want a starting player for these guys, and none of them are legitimate starters.
I mean, look, there's prospects that we've never heard of.
Well, the thing is,
You know what
that's
I mean?
it.
Like, that's a thing.
Are you trading one of your top prospects?
Like the who was
No. We're talking
who
about
was-
acquiring prospects.
who was the catcher that everyone freaked out about?
Eduardo Taiti.
Yeah. You're not
And
gonna see
I
him for
knew,
6 years.
by the way, when we started talking about Taiti,
Yeah.
I had to go to YouTube and go read about him.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Oh yeah, but
read
you
on
can't
YouTube?
make move. You can't make a move. Can't make a move. Come on now."
But you also heard Rosenthal say that they might be willing to call up guys this year. So Crawford, we all know. As of yesterday, Andrew Painter officially became a member of the 40-man roster for the
wow.
Philadelphia Phillies.
Before he's 40, that's progress for Dave Dombrowski.
Rincones made it, but like, who is he? We'll see. I
A
don't
great
know.
spring training player.
Yeah, like we'll see who he is at the major league level. So could we see, and I hope we do, a totally different looking Phillies team this year? We better.
No, you won't. Look, don't disappoint yourself. You won't, because they've telegraphed all their moves, so they're going to get crap offers. They're not going to get nobody's going to be giving them what they want because they've literally telegraphed everybody that they want to get rid of. They've told you they want to get rid of.
Yeah, but has Castellanos reached a point where they're going to just do it just to do it?
Yeah,
at this
just
point?
take the crap offer.
But that doesn't mean you're getting anything. What are you getting? Quality in return?
We don't want
probably-
anything in return. We want to clear up that spot so that it forces them in free agency to do something different.
Well, he's one of their to me, Nick Castellanos going. He's one of their best. He's been one of their best players.
He sucked this last year.
Okay.
I'm sorry. He couldn't get on the
Once
field.
again, was the only guy in the offseason or in the playoffs that did
Once
anything
again,
for him.
the guy who the lights are never too bright for him.
Yeah.
Maybe Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper and them could sit around a little circle with Nick Castellanos and go, how do you show up when it matters the most?
I get it, but Nick Castellanos is on an expiring deal, and he's a guy you can move. Those other guys you can't. So he's the one.
but is he a guy you can move?
No, that's the thing. Like,
He's not a guy you can
What
move.
are you getting in return? Like, I don't think you might get a reliever,
Yeah,
right?
you're getting like a
maybe.
19-year-old arm out of Double-A.
and you're eating salary.
eating a ton of money, and you already are in salary. You're getting towards the salary hell because your owner is going to only spend to a certain amount. And by the way, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
He spent a ton of money, and the return that he gets from this group is really weak, especially when the lights are brightest.
Now, I will say, like, as much as I do stick up for Castellanos, like, I'm fine with it being done.
No, I'm fine with
Like,
turning the page because
there's a lot of guys I'm ready to be done with, right? Whether it's drama related or just performance related. You're right, Connor. Like, during the regular season, he sucked. It's just he once again it was the only guy that showed up in the playoffs for him, and that's been a problem with this team now for 3 years, which is why you need to see them do a bit of an overhaul. Now,
don't wish for that though. I mean, like, no, you can wish for it all you want.
I'll wish for
Like,
it.
you can wish for the big shiny bike under the Christmas tree. Christie's not getting it for you. Like, it's not
I'm a
going to
grown
be
man.
there.
I can purchase something myself.
I'm
these
not
days.
sure. You're very tight. You're very tight. I like that about
So
it.
you don't want them to get older, but we're talking about trading away players that have been here for a while, and you're saying they're
No,
don't-
what I'm
don't
saying to
do
you is
that.
they're not going to be able to do it. Because
Why
unless
not?
they're just going to have to give guys away.
Yes.
When you're talking about trading, you're thinking about getting value.
No, I'm not. I'm absolutely not. I'm talking about trading people for nothing to open up spots to change the roster. That's what you have to do with where the Phillies are at contract-wise and player-wise.
Well, and you know that one of those replacements will be Justin Crawford coming up, but you're going to have to acquire
God
somebody.
forbid that they
somebody
let
else.
him have a chance.
Now, look, there was the report over the weekend, we just haven't really talked about, that they are in talks with Harrison Bader. So I did not think that was a goodbye message on the Instagram the other day.
He is talking with Harrison Bader, though, is talking with all the clubs that are interested in him.
Yeah. And the Phillies are a team
And
of
he's not
interest.
going to. The Phillies, I think, are keeping it open, going, yeah, we're talking.
We'll see what the market is.
They felt the negative backlash, I believe.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, like, we all know it. Every baseball person in the world knows it. He had a career year. So, like,
correct.
Teams are also going to think about, all right, how much was it the fact that he had a career year that we should pay him X amount of money? Now, speaking of paying X amount of money, Kyle Schwarber is a free agent.
Uh-huh.
And the team has been very clear about wanting him back.
Oh, they've said it like they talked about it.
Who else is trying to land the power hitter? There has been a report about a couple of teams. We'll tell you who next. It is Kincade and Salciunas. Don't forget, Adam Schefter joins us coming up at 7:55 here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Forget 15 minutes from now, our man Adam Schefter will be joining us here. So yesterday there was a trade in Major League Baseball. There have been some moves that have been made. First,
I didn't even see any trades.
Oh, you didn't? Well,
No.
over the weekend, Josh Naylor signed a 5-year contract extension with the Seattle Mariners.
He stayed with the
Mariners. The Mariners traded for him from Arizona, and obviously they went to the World Series, the ALCS. So the Mariners signed him to a 5-year extension. Yesterday, the Angels and Orioles, two winning clubs, made a trade.
Okay, what was that?
But
anybody
the
of
player
value?
on the move was a player that we thought about, Taylor Ward,
Ooh.
who is the right-handed hitting outfielder, power hitter for the Los Angeles Angels. He goes to Baltimore in exchange for Grayson Rodriguez, who had a hell of a season as a starting pitcher for the Orioles. Not very many bright spots for the Orioles this past season.
No.
Or in 2024. Wow. He went 13-4.
I didn't see that deal. Boy, Orioles fans aren't going to be happy with that. Are they?
Well,
that's it. He's one of the bright spots.
Young pitcher. Well, he's coming off of an arm injury, so maybe they have more information.
Okay.
Wow. I don't know.
That surprises me, but means that's a guy who the price for him would have been expensive for the Phillies.
So in April, he had shoulder soreness, underwent MRI, came back that he had a mild strain in his right lat.
Okay.
Went to the 60-day injured list, and then on August 4th, they had him go season-ending elbow surgery.
Right.
So maybe they go.
They just think,
all right,
not worth the.
We don't know if this guy's ever going to become himself again. Let's move on for a right-handed power hitter.
Okay.
But again, though, these are two teams where I go, what are you guys doing? Like the Angels were buyers at the deadline when they were under 500, which I just.
The Orioles, I think their
at.
bad year last year was the anomaly, though. Like, I think that they were heading in the right direction. They got off to the bad start. They started to have a crisis of confidence, had some injury situations.
I think
the Orioles will be back.
Totally agree with you. That was just a weird year.
Yeah, I think it was a
very weird year because they were horrible.
We're agreeing too
You guys
much.
are on the same page.
What's going on today?
Yeah, we need to fight over something. Come on.
Really?
Well, let's fight over Kyle Schwarber. So Kyle
Here we go.
Schwarber, again, whatever it takes, I'm bringing him back. Same with Connor. So there you go. That's how I can start you guys to hate each other again. Kyle Schwarber,
the fact that you say
takes.
whatever it takes, just blatantly, whatever it takes, just is what's driving me crazy.
Yeah, he'd give Cooper up.
No, he wouldn't. He loves Cooper too much.
Is Cooper going to hit 56 home runs?
In 20 years from now, yeah.
Wow, you don't
Oh,
like
he will?
prospects.
Yeah.
I don't see a power hit.
I got you there.
Hey, dude, that kid's stocky. He beat the
You see
crap.
power hitter, really?
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Okay.
Beats the crap out of me every single day. So the latest report when it comes to the Kyle Schwarber sweepstakes, not only obviously the Phillies are in on him, but there are some other teams as well. Yesterday there was a new one that popped up, but we know that the Phillies are obviously in on Kyle Schwarber. The Mets are a team that is in on Kyle Schwarber. I wonder how much that is to just try to keep on upping the offer a little bit to make the Phillies pay more. The Red Sox, according to John Paul Morosi, have checked in on him. The Blue Jays are a suitor for Kyle Schwarber.
And they are legit. They are the ones that are being put as a legitimate suitor.
You mean the Pittsburgh Pirates aren't a legitimate suitor?
I don't believe so.
I don't at all.
I read that and I'm like, come on.
You know how I said I'll believe it when I see it with the Eagles offense? I'll believe it when I see it when the Pirates pay somebody.
Well, first off, I don't believe, and I don't know Kyle Schwarber to speak to. I've spoken to him, but I don't know him like that. I don't believe for a second Kyle Schwarber's leaving this situation if things are fairly close to go to that situation.
No, I don't think so.
So I think that is more of a let's tell our fan base that we are actually legitimate when we aren't.
The only thing is it's more west and it's closer to home for Schwarber.
It is.
Cincinnati, right? So and the Reds are not a team that's popped up on any of these reports.
Okay.
So that would be the only proximity to home. Does that mean something to Kyle Schwarber? I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know, yeah.
I doubt the Pirates will be paying big money for Kyle Schwarber. They have to worry about paying big money for Paul Skeens eventually, it's already being telegraphed wants to go to the Yankees. We'll see about that.
But the amount of the bottom line, the problem is that the teams that are involved are legitimate suitors, will write the blank check. Toronto and the Mets have more money to spend than the Phillies, and they're going to either cause the Phillies to be stupid or they're going to get the guy that they want. It's going to be one of the two. It's because they're going to listen to you. Whatever it takes. And so the Mets are going to be like, screw, yeah, let's go. Toronto, yeah, okay. And they're going to run it up and run it up.
I'm just still wondering who you're replacing him with.
You know what the thing is you're acting like, who did the teams, we already know Ohtani. Okay, we already know what Ohtani has. Is that you don't need a 56 home run hitter. You can redo your lineup. You can actually move on and say, this isn't working. What we're trying to do isn't working. There's enough data now to be able to figure this thing out, that when the lights are brightest in 22, 23, 24, 25, when the pressure got on this bunch, they fold. And they folded. They're not, the makeup of this team is not going to bring you a parade. It's not. This core. You got to change something up. Now, parts of this core could potentially be part of it when it happens, but they've given you enough data. It's 4 years now we've seen this.
Yeah, here's the thing.
You also had to get to the playoffs.
Schwarber has also won other places. Like, Schwarber, how many people said the Chicago Cubs will never win anything ever? He broke a 106-year curse, was it?
Well,
like
he was
being part of that team?
He was one part of that team, yes.
Coming back off a major injury and having big-time swings in the postseason for them. Like, Kyle Schwarber has been a winner.
He has been. And he's at, what is he now, age?
What is he, 30?
32? 33?
He's 32. He's younger than Matt Strahm.
He's 32.
No,
And I'm not worried as much, honestly, as much with a pitcher as far as that concerned, because some of these pitchers, especially relief guys, go 36, 37,
Yeah, but
38.
every baseball guy in the world talks about how his bat speed's not going away anytime soon.
Okay. It's
I know, by the way, because,
he's
a DH,
you know what does
that's
go,
all he's doing.
You know what does go away? When it gets a little chilly. When it does go away is when it gets a little chilly.
Listen, we overblow what Kyle Schwarber's supposed to be to this team.
Okay, wait a minute. How much? And you just said you're going to pay him whatever he wants.
He's a great power hitter. He's a DH. You have the guy that led the National League in batting average that didn't do crap in that series. You have Bryce Harper who didn't do crap in that series. Kyle Schwarber did have a game in that series where he hit 2 bombs and powered the offense to your only victory. Like, I want Kyle Schwarber on this baseball team because there's no replacement for him and because he's a great locker room guy and he individually has been on teams that have won. I can't say that about Bryce Harper. I can kind of say it about Trey Turner, even though he wasn't good in the postseason.
Trey Turner's shown you now. You got 3 years of data on Trey Turner when it counts the most.
Schwarber's not the problem.
It's not about him being the problem. It's about doubling down on this group and the expenditure that you're going to make.
Yeah, but what if you're just but doubling down on this group, right? So Harper, Turner, we know aren't going anywhere.
That's
right?
because you've got terrible contracts.
Like, all right, so Schwarber, I've already said I'm not doing the 3 years with Real Muto, and that seems to his market is heating up.
And by the way, the idea from his camp is he wants 3 years.
Yeah, and I'm not doing that.
No, don't do it.
So there's one guy.
But they're going to be people. Yeah, but you think they're not going to? They already had. They said we want JT back. We want JT back. Again, telegraphing everything that they want to do. Unlike other organizations. By the way, the reason you have you can thank the Atlanta Braves. The reason you have Aaron Nola signed to that stupid contract, because you let the Atlanta Braves run up that contract, run it up, so you had to outbid them.
And now it's the Mets with Schwarber.
And then they chuckle all the way to the bank.
All right, coming up next, Adam Schefter joins us as he does each and every Wednesday. We talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. Drama-free? That'd be nice. Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. 1461 Burlington, Philadelphia. A Beasley Media Group station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. And joining us now on the Comcast Business Hotline, where every day in business is a big day. Let Comcast Business help you move forward with what's next. The tremendous NFL insider from ESPN, and of course, has both Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe on his fantasy basketball teams as well. So I know he's still happy as of this morning. That is the great Adam Schefter. Shefty, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. We're looking for a big game from our guys tonight. Big game tonight. Let's go.
Our guys. I love that. Shefty, so speaking of big games, Jalen Phillips has had 2 big games in his 2 weeks with the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm curious, when you see Jalen Phillips play the way that he has in 2 games with the Eagles, do teams around the league start going, maybe we should have been in on that guy before the trade deadline, before the Eagles got him?
There were a lot of teams on him. That's the whole thing. There were a lot of teams that had interest in him, teams that were in playoff contention, that had a need for a pass rusher. There were a number of teams that the Dolphins spoke with about a trade. The Eagles really were intent upon getting him and figuring out a way to get it done. And in the end, they offered up more than anybody else and got the trade done. I think they were on him early. Like, there are some teams that trade for players. It just kind of comes together in a hurry and quickly. But with the Eagles, they have been tracking him, following him, on him for weeks before they could get the trade done. And obviously you see the difference that he makes, and it helps both sides because they're benefiting from it right now. He's in a contract year. He knows how much money's at stake for him if he goes out and plays well. So it's worked out great so far for both sides.
Adam, when you say other teams weren't willing to, give up what the Eagles gave up, and in our minds, when we look at it, it doesn't look like they gave up a ton to go get a player that's making such of an impact. Are the Eagles just a team that really looks at draft picks and everything like that far differently, sort of like Les Snead does out in L.A.?
I wouldn't say that. I just would say that they're aggressive when they need to. Plus, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, they came into the season with 13 picks in the 2026 draft. So when you have 13 picks, believe me, you're not looking to squander any, but it certainly gives you a little bit more flexibility. It makes you a little bit more aggressive, whereas other teams might have been coming in on a 4 on Jalen Phillips or flopping picks. The Eagles can come in and say, hey, we'll give you a 3. Okay, that here's a straight 3. And for a team like the Dolphins that's rebuilding, we could use a 3. Fine, so there's the makings of a deal. But, again, I just think that when you have 13 picks on a roster where 13 picks can't make the roster, they just can't do it because there's already enough depth, it allows you to be a little bit more aggressive in certain things, right? Like, again, it doesn't always work out, but they were aggressive on Jahan Dotson. He's made some plays. You could say, well, maybe he's not worth the value. Okay, fine. But they're going to keep swinging over and over. And sometimes it's going to work. Sometimes it won't work as much. That's the way it goes.
Adam Schefter joining us here on the Comcast Business Hotline. Schefter, the Eagles play the Cowboys on Sunday. Eagles have a chance to kind of end the season for Dallas. But Dallas, we know that the offense is good. What is the league saying about their defense since the trade deadline? Because you acquired Logan Wilson. They acquired Quinnen Williams. They also got Overshown back from injury. Is this a different-looking Cowboys defense since the trade deadline?
Well, and they also activated Winfrey yesterday off of injured reserve. So you're talking about 4 different players that stepped in on a defense that was not very good. Now, I don't know how much better the defense is. Obviously, it's going to be improved with all those players and that level of talent. But they were playing the Raiders Monday night. It's tough to tell you, boy, their defense now matches up to the Eagles. I don't think that. But I do think it's improved. And the game is in Dallas, right?
The game is in Dallas.
Yeah, they're a more dangerous team in Dallas. That team plays better. If you look at their numbers on offense in particular, they average about a touchdown more per game at home. They average about 75 more yards per game at home. They're just a better home team. It makes it a tougher game. So I would imagine Philly will get an A game from the Cowboys with the Cowboys season on the line, with them being at home, with them coming off an emotional Monday night win. Dallas's issue, it just hasn't been able to maintain the type of consistency that a true playoff contender needs to make it to the postseason.
When you look at now that things have shaped up, you see Dallas, you see the Eagles, taking care of Detroit and Green Bay in a matter of 6 days. They've clearly set themselves up, and they've already beaten the Rams, and they've already, set themselves up as the best. Is the rest of the NFC, do you think there's a couple teams that are right there on their same tier? One team? Honestly, through 10 games, where do you look at it?
I think that the Rams are right there with them. And, I think the Rams felt like they took it to Philadelphia physically earlier in the year, and the game just didn't go their way. I think that if, we're looking at it today, November 19th, right? I think the Rams are on their level. I think that even though they beat the Lions, maybe the Bucks and the Seahawks are a notch below, but in one game, who knows? I just think the NFC is a pretty loaded conference with a lot of good teams. And Philadelphia would be near the top of the list along with the Rams. But I think there's some teams in that conference that are going to be heard from.
All right, Shefty, I want to stay in division here, a team that's not a top team in the conference, the New York Giants. I asked John Kincade, Connor Thomas this question yesterday, as well as Amy Fadul, who works for NBC Sports Philadelphia, as well as 97.5 The Fanatic. Am I being no fun police when I see Cam Scatterbo in his boot getting into a fake altercation at the WWE event the other day?
Yeah.
Would the New York Giants ownership and team management say, hey, Cam, you're recovering from a pretty serious injury. Can you tone it down a bit?
Cam Scatterbo tweeted yesterday, if you don't have anything to say about me, don't say anything nice. Now, I have nothing mean to say. All I'm saying is, I think that's not what I would do, but that's me. I handle things a little differently. And I think that if the Giants front office and coaching staff is being honest, I don't think that they probably were particularly pleased to see that. So, when a guy's in a walking boot with the injury that he has, I got no problem with him going to the event. I got no problem with him being there and watching it. When you start to see that he's involved in whatever he was involved in, and there's movement and pushing and shoving and whatever, I don't know, maybe it's nothing. Probably is nothing. Chances are it's nothing. But if it were me, I'm not doing that. That's me.
What about
he's Cam Scatterbo, and I'm not.
I notice I watch NFL Live all the time, one of my favorite shows, DVR it every day. I notice you've never overslept for a show where they've gone, where's Adam? He's not there. But Abdul Carter, we're now seeing stuff from the New York media too, a guy who everybody was wanting to get a hold of early on in this draft. There seems to have been a lot of issues with him off the field and on the field.
Well, I'll say this. He called me yesterday, and I can tell you this, that he was very adamant and vehement that he did not sleep through that meeting.
Then
he was.
What happened then?
Well, this is what he said happened. This is his version, and obviously somebody from the Giants has their version. Somebody from the Giants, because it came out in the reports that he was asleep during the meeting. Okay? And maybe he was. Obviously somebody thought that. I'm just telling you what he told me, and you believe what you want. He called me and he said, I was never sleeping. There was a head coaching change. I had been getting treatment at a certain time all season long. They changed the workout or the walk-through practice schedule. I made a mistake. I didn't realize the time was changed. It was an honest mistake. That's on me. I own up to that. But I was not asleep. That's what he told me.
Okay,
now,
but there are also reports that he's been late for other meetings. I'm seeing from the New York Post and others that he'd been late for other things.
That did not come up in my conversation with him. I can't speak to that. But if there are reports coming out, I would imagine usually they're true.
All right.
All right. Lastly, Shefty, will the league have to speak to, at the beginning of every season, they always talk about things, the emphasis, penalties, and things they're going to try to get out of the game. Do we really have to spend time on not spitting on human beings? Because we had it here in week 1 with Jalen Carter. Now Jamar Chase is suspended for it.
Well, I think the league has spent time on it, but not directly on spitting, because sportsmanship was a point of emphasis during the off season. I don't know that you always have to spell out when we're talking about how important sportsmanship, that you can't spit on somebody. Okay, like, do you want me to say, like, you can't pick your nose and wipe it on somebody too? Like, what else do you want to say?
They better bring that up, by the way. They better spell that out, because that's the only thing that's next.
If they're doing spitting, they might as well do that as well. Shefty, listen, man, we appreciate the time as always. I think the Sixers, I think Maxi's a big game today. It'll help your fantasy team out.
You can talk directly to Maxi, too, because we are the home of the Sixers. So if you want to get them inspired for tonight's game.
Listen, I need him inspired for him and VJ inspired for tonight. And I need them inspired always. I need them to bring it. VJ, they both had a good game the other night. That was good. Last week was a little flat for them. Monday night was excellent, and we always count on excellence. We count on a couple of things. We count on excellence from our Sixers guys, and we count on NFL players not spitting and picking their nose and wiping it on an opponent.
Those are 2 good rules of thumb to go about your daily days. All right, Shefty, we appreciate the time as always, man. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Adam.
Have a great day, guys.
There is Adam Schefter on the Comcast Business
I didn't
Hotline.
think we'd get that.
Don't spit on people, guys.
Or pick your nose and...
Yeah, you don't want to do that either.
You want to do that.
I just can't believe we're spitting on people.
We'll try that in the break with Andrew's nice shirt.
Thank you.
I got one in the
I'm glad
chamber.
that you said it's a nice shirt. The first compliment that I've gotten all day on it.
Won't be after
a lot
I
of people not really happy with it.
I don't understand
why. I think it looks sharp.
I think
it is a little, little different for you. I think
because I normally wear sweats every single day.
Correct.
Sorry
I think that shocks
Sorry
people.
for trying for once. It's Kincade Salciunas today. Headlines comes your way next here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
thefanatic.com.
All right, it's 8:11 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5, The Fanatic. Special thank you to Adam Schefter. We will play the 5 best minutes of it coming up in the 9 o'clock hour if you missed it. Obviously, you can always go back to any of our hour-by-hour breakdowns on 97.5thefanatic.com, or you can watch the show on YouTube at any point, start from the beginning, watch live, you name it. Any way you listen to the show, we appreciate you for being a part of it. Now, coming up in a little bit, I just saw a tweet that I got in response to the video that was posted from the Fanatic earlier this morning about no more excuses for the Eagles offense going into this game against the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I just asked Shefty a question about the defense in Dallas and how it might be better because they acquired Quinnen Williams, Logan Wilson, and he even mentioned the safety that's returning. I brought up Overshone, who came back for his first game Monday night against the Vegas Raiders. So they do look different. And that's already a built-in excuse for somebody. I'll get into that coming up in a little bit, but it's time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
It's brought to us by the Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law. Your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. We had a debut last night in the NBA, folks, and a historical one. LeBron James played for the first time this year and became the first NBA player in history to play in 23 consecutive seasons, right on the jersey number. But the audio I'm playing you is not when he's playing, it's when he's not playing. And he talked about with Steve Nash and Steph Curry on a podcast the 2028 LA Olympics. And he talked about whether or not he's going to be part of it.
I don't think you got an LA Olympics. When is that? Is that the next one?
28. You already know my answer. No, you don't even know. I will be watching it from Cabo.
Says he's going to be watching from Cabo. Him and Steph both saying no at this time to the 28 Olympics.
That's 3 years. So he's going to be 43 years old.
He's been speculated.
Yeah, but you would absolutely believe that he would be egotistical enough to be pushing the story that I'm going to play there for it.
No.
That's what I want.
He's going to get his son to play for Team USA.
No,
Come on.
that never happened.
John.
He's already created the jobs program.
It's not about Bronny, but we're coming to the end of the narrow, so enjoy LeBron, enjoy Steph as well.
What a great player.
The thing is,
what great players.
The thing is with Steph, like LeBron, he's been dealing with a lot more injuries recently. You can tell that the age, like his explosiveness isn't there anymore, right? It's still, trust me, it's still there. He's still LeBron James, but it's not the same as 10 years ago. Steph Curry's shooting like better, and that's going to be the weird. Like, how long does Steph play? Is a really interesting question because that shot, his legs have not looked tired yet.
No,
he's averaging 28 points a game.
He is, and he is really, really a joy for the organization.
Yes.
I don't think that LeBron is the same. I think that they're going to do everything they can to keep him. They're going to try to do everything to get Steph to keep playing.
Steph's shooting 39% from three.
God, they love him.
Pretty good. Which is his career is 42, right? So he's 3 percentage points lower than his career.
Oh my gosh, that's really?
He's not falling off yet. And so I wonder, like,
that's incredible.
Does Steph Curry stop playing because he's just like, all right, I'm done. Like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, he talks about the fact of how much the wife also dictates and the family dictates. So maybe it's going to be where he'll go next year, say next year is the last year or whatever, but he's very, very dedicated to that.
This is his 16th season.
It's unbelievable.
In the NBA.
And you're right. He doesn't look like he's lost.
Oh, Johnny's averaging 28. I know it's early on, but he's averaging 28 points a game. Last year was 24. The year before that was 26, 29, 25, 30. Like, it's not like he's falling off.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah, the legs are a big part of that sustainability. Some would say legs feed the wolves, right?
Yes.
Well, speaking of wolves, I don't know if you guys seen this video that has been going around social media, but if you love interacting with wildlife, there's no better place than Yellowstone.
Okay.
And during the...
Somebody said I would wear this at Yellowstone.
Perfect.
No, he
You
looks
might
like,
fit right in this video.
that one bar in Yellowstone, you'd be an extra in the scene.
I don't know if you want to be in Yellowstone the way this dude was in Yellowstone. Because of the government shutdown, there have been a lot less park rangers, skeleton crew. And one of the big jobs of park rangers is to keep people away from the animals. There was a video that went viral of this dude in Yellowstone who sees a pack of wolves and just runs out into the field to start an altercation with them, starts spraying them with bear spray, as they circle up around him. And people caught this on video and were talking about it and commentating on it, saying, yo, he's got to get got.
I'm rooting for the Wolves.
Yeah, he's in major trouble now because he did get away. He bear sprayed him and left, but the dude just sprinting at the Wolves. It's a crazy video.
Why is was he loaded?
They think he was on some type of drugs.
Okay, because why would you be harassing the Wolves? What are you doing that for?
I just looked it up. Somebody's saying he looked like he was high on something.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, that's my guess.
Yeah, because, what else what are you doing?
No, I put him in a room with the Wolves. Let them have a shot.
Dances with the Wolves?
Yeah, let them have a shot.
But seriously, why? The Wolves weren't doing anything? What?
Like what?
So you guys are anti-go hang out with the Wolves?
This is who you asked earlier. Why are people spitting now?
Yeah.
Because you got a-holes like this that do this, that they wake up and go, and somebody was filming it, right?
It wasn't.
There's video of it?
It wasn't like his friends filming it.
No,
it was
somebody was like, "Oh my God,
was
this
like,
guy!"
What the hell is this guy doing?
yeah.
We're about to watch this guy get eaten.
Because a lot of a lot of that behavior is because of the fact that people want to be filmed.
Oh yeah,
doing
dude.
everything.
It's just a prank. It's just a prank. That stuff. I hate that freaking stuff.
I saw the guy get punched in the Home Depot doing the the feathers.
I heard that.
Have you seen that Home Depot guy with the feathers?
No.
Well, there's a guy that does Home Depot videos with the feathers, where they either he puts a bucket on his head or a bucket on another guy's head and everything. Oh, he got punched.
Good.
No, he got punched.
That's part of the price you pay.
I love it.
Good.
Yeah, the comment from the Wolves after the video was they would have gotten him, but Ant wasn't playing, so.
Boo. That was a really bad one.
Come on, no, it wasn't.
You might
That's
want to
bad.
dump that audio. You got 10 more seconds.
Kick rocks.
That's really
That's today's headlines. I'm calling
It was
Lundy
on
Law.
such
You're
a-
being mean to me.
And I was I've been your best friend today.
Yeah, dude.
That's a good joke.
No.
That
I
was
don't care
bad.
what anyone
and
says.
you know what
That's
he
a good
wrote?
joke.
He wrote that one. He wrote that one down.
Did you
He's
write it
been
down?
thinking
No.
about it. He's been
On
thinking
here,
about that
The
joke.
only
You
thing
didn't
on my
ad lib
notes,
that one.
Wolves guy. That's the only thing on here.
But you didn't ad lib it.
Yes, I did.
No,
Wolves guy. That's all that's written down. We can check the sheet.
Telling you. Open mic night. Connor Thomas is available if you need him.
Dude, you're Joker. where he
I think
stands there.
Joe Conklin up at Parks is like, Joe, if you're ever looking for somebody to open for you, don't ask Connor.
God, man, I'm getting roasted during my segment. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
I'm getting roasted for my clothing. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Well,
you
it's all
should
right.
be.
It is. You know, it's too is that
MBD. I look at that shirt and I think, oh, I didn't know JCPenney was still in business.
Now, another one is, though, that people are getting you on is that it's way too big. It's way too big on you. It's way too big. You're wearing
See,
it
I
like
don't
you're wearing
know.
it like a jacket. You're wearing it like a jacket. It's
Yeah.
not meant to be worn like a jacket.
I don't know what size stuff is. Like, I just wear clothes.
Because
Well,
you're
normally
lean.
there's
You're
medium
lean.
and large,
You go pick a size
XL.
that fits you more.
Yeah. Like, I don't.
I think it looks like a good look. It is
Thanks.
big for you,
All right.
but it's all right.
Yeah,
it
so
looks good.
I want to grow into it. I'm still growing. All
You're
right,
not
coming
going to
up
be
next.
Chubby Chunas ever again.
The Eagles' defense continues to get better each and every week. We all love Vic Fangio for that. You'll hear from Fangio on some of the players that have continued to improve from rookies to vets. Also, a built-in excuse already for at least one Eagles fan. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about those T for Temple U. It all comes down to one more final game at Lincoln Financial Field. They have 2 games left on the schedule, but the Temple Owls football squad has one more home game, and it's this Saturday, November 22nd, when they host Tulane in a big American Conference matchup. Not just big American Conference matchup, but big for the 6th win. Temple 5-5 after dropping their last 2 games. It is amazing that we are saying that they could be 1 win away from being bowl eligible. Just that alone is impressive. But, man, I don't want them to drop 4 straight to close out the season. So we need to have the Owls back this Saturday. It is senior day. So we're celebrating the incredible student athletes who've given all for their cherry and white. Bring your family, your friends, and help us give the senior class a send-off that they deserve. From tailgates to touchdowns, make one more memory of Temple football before the season ends. And hopefully we can see a great day where the Owls become bowl eligible. Tickets are on sale now at owlstix.com. Be there and show your Temple pride.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Birds get back to work. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles have begun their preparation for Dallas Week. Matchup with the Cowboys this Sunday down in Jerry World, and they're trying to build on that momentum from coming off 2 big wins off their bye week. We'll get our first injury report of the week today, but the coordinator spoke yesterday, and Kevin Patullo talked about these self-inflicted wounds that have hurt the offense so far this season.
We went through each drive and kind of showed all those self-inflicted things, but it's all of us too, right? It's the coaches, the players. We all have to be on the same page, whether it's a penalty, whether it's an assignment issue, whether whether it's a detail issue, we know they can't happen, and we know that's what's really getting us right now.
So we'll see if the Eagles can get out of their own way on the offensive side of the ball Sunday in Dallas. Nick Sirianni meets with the media today at 12:10. Sixers play the Raptors tonight, 7 p.m. at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. You can hear that game live here on the Fanatic. The Sixers are 1-0 against Toronto this season. Paul George is out for tonight's game after making his debut on Monday, still managing his return. Flyers are back on the ice tomorrow night versus the St. Louis Blues. You'll be able to hear that game on the Fanatic as well. They're in the midst of a 4-day break, so should be well rested when they take on St. Louis. This update is brought to you by Mattress Firm. Score huge deals and better sleep at Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale. Their sleep experts will find the perfect bed for your unique needs. Mattress Firm, they make sleep easy. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
jacket, they're calling it now. So
They do at the Old Navy.
Okay. So now that a fashionista has chimed in, now I know that I've indicated that this is a
Natalie
good look.
Natalie is sharp.
This is a good look.
If I'm not mistaken, though, Natalie also is teaches like teenagers.
Okay.
So it is a look in a certain demographic. It is a look.
So
Are you on 21 Jump Street? Are you going back to high school?
I got that youthful energy. What can I say?
Look, it's a good look. One size smaller would probably be better.
All right. Also, fair or unfair, I saw a video of a guy whose neighbor's dog would go across the street and use his yard.
To poop?
To poop.
Okay.
And he apparently confronted the neighbors about it. The neighbors refused to do anything about it.
Okay.
So he got a shovel and scooped it all up and then flew it at their white car.
Okay, that's stupid.
No,
putting it in their yard? No, putting it back into their yard where it belongs, I'm all fine with.
So in the video, he goes, bleep, I'm getting sued.
Yep, 100. Was he not trying to hit the car?
No, I think originally he was going to dump it in their lawn, and then I think the anger took over, and he flung it, and it went right on the side of their car.
Put me on the jury, and I'll have him pay for a car wash. I won't convict the guy.
Yeah, no, pay for the car wash.
Pay for a car wash and tell these idiots to stop letting their dog go in other people's yards.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
All right, built an excuse already for at least one Eagles fan Sunday.
What's that?
So Reef on our on Twitter.
What's up, Reef?
Responding to the video of me talking about how there's no more excuses for the Eagles offense starting this Sunday because you're playing a bad Cowboys defense.
Okay, what's
this is a bad take.
Whoa.
The Cowboys defense is way better. Look at who they got back from injury. Look at who they got at the trade deadline. Look at how cohesive they're playing. They are not the same team. So I understand that they are not the same team from pre-trade deadline, and some players are coming back from injury.
Okay.
They are still nowhere near the Lions or the Packers. All right? They aren't. And the Eagles against
they're not even in the zip code of the Eagles.
Eagles against the Packers scored 10 points. Eagles against the Lions scored 16 points. Those two defenses are better than what the Cowboys do. Also, this is going to be an indoor facility in Jerry's world, so there's no weather excuses.
By the way, Jacoby Brissett went for 27 on them with the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, 27.
Yeah, but he's talking about the players since the trade deadline.
No, that is the trade deadline.
Yeah, but Overshone's a beast. He came back yesterday.
I understand. It's still
night.
Post the trade deadline. The Arizona Cardinals got 27 on them and moved the ball up and down all day long. This is not. There's no excuses.
No,
there's none.
But that's a built-in excuse.
Who's the least offensive against the Cowboys? 22
was the least amount of points scored against the Cowboys.
22 is the least amount of points they've given up this year.
Commanders?
No, 16, I'm saying. 16 was last week, but before then was 22. So there's no excuse. If the Las Vegas Raiders can put 16 up on them, like let's be honest.
Yes, seriously.
You're looking at what you said was great. If the Eagles keep Dallas to 24, you should win the game.
Yeah.
Period. And why are people lining up to defend Kevin Patullo in this offense?
I don't know.
Why? And look, I'm sure. You know what? Reef's just probably a really good person because he's trying to say something nice to give Kevin Patullo more time.
Maybe.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I've reached my limit.
If the Eagles' offense doesn't look good on Sunday,
it's unacceptable.
When, again, I'll say what I said earlier. When is it?
Well, it's going to. There's a couple Commanders games. There's a Raiders game.
And you hope that that's enough for them to figure some crap out before the playoffs.
And by the way, the Bills defense is going to keep them from winning.
Yeah, Bills defense.
Chargers aren't that good either.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're a little dinged. So, I mean, you're going to have a...
They need to start figuring out, putting some stuff together so they can be ready come playoff time. Now, the defense we know is really good. I want to play a couple of clips for you. Actually, I have 5.
Oh, wow.
But Vic Fangio clips are...
5 will always love you.
Are like 10 seconds long. First one, Vic Fangio yesterday. See, I love listening to him talk. I'm tired of hearing Patullo talk, saying the same things that are just empty words. Here was Vic Fangio talking about, hey, bottom line is we're playing better as a unit.
Well, I think as a unit, we're just playing it better. Obviously, N'Kobe helps. Last 2 weeks, Phillips helps. I think Jalen Carter has really kicked up his game here lately. So it's a combination of a bunch of things.
And part of that was against the run because the Eagles had been struggling against the run, leading up to the last couple of weeks. And you play two run-heavy teams, right? And Josh Jacobs and the Green Bay Packers, Jahmyr Gibbs and the Detroit Lions. Gibbs was tremendous in the passing game, obviously, but in the ground game, they kept him to what, 30, 40 yards?
Fantastic job.
It was a great day.
Fantastic.
So he mentions Nakobe Dean. Here he is talking about Nakobe Dean and what he did during his rehab.
I know he worked really hard in his rehab. He was bugging those guys in the training room to come back earlier than they allowed him to. So from that regard, no. And the Kobe's got good instincts, good football acumen, kind of a football, I don't want to say it comes easy, but it comes natural to him. So that speeds it up too.
What he's been doing since he came back from injury, and it got to the point where it's not like Jihad Campbell was playing bad, but Nakobe Dean's playing so good that he has to be on the field. He's working his way toward a contract.
He's got to be, and it's sort of sad to think that it's probably not coming here.
Yeah, because he's going to get paid decent money, and I can't imagine that the Eagles are going to, especially with the addition of Jihad Campbell.
It's real weird that you brought up the show me deal thing, that you just brought that up in commentary the other day, and it was like there was something they were talking about the Eagles' run defense and Nakobe Dean, and they were like, look at what the Eagles have done in run defense since Nakobe Dean came back.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the run defense is now a strength.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the comment was made, I forget who the one insider was, the Darlington. If you're thinking there's going to be a prove it contract, don't expect.
A month ago, sure,
right? Because
but
people
what he has done since his return,
because he's proving it now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And as long as he stays healthy, he's going to cash in big time, and good for Nakobe.
That's the big one, as long as he stays healthy. Now, here is Fangio talking about the rest of the linebacker rotation because we mentioned Jihad Campbell. He's still there.
Well, just because, keep Jihad in there ready to roll because he's the next guy up in the as an ILB. But he's been getting time, too, at OLB. He'll probably stay similar.
I like that he's rotating because it also makes it more difficult for opposing team offenses, right? Because they're trying to figure out who's on the field, what is this guy doing, what is that guy doing. So I like that Vic Fangio clearly has a feel for who he is rotating. He clearly has a feel also for cornerback two, that being Adoree Jackson.
I thought he played good. He got beat early for a couple, but hung in there, made the big third down stop in the second half. And another play that was critical was when we held him in the red zone. That tackle he made on either first or second down to keep it a short game was a big play. So I thought he played well.
I thought he played well, too. There's still people pushing back on that. I understand the Jameson Williams touchdown. He got burned. Like, he did. It happens.
No, it happens.
Jameson Williams burns players.
And by the way,
he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL.
And sports books.
Yes.
By the way, that they him juking in open space reminded me of another Lion that you guys didn't watch in Barry Sanders. I mean, he's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The space.
All right. Lastly, and I think this was the best answer that he gave yesterday. He talked about Drew Makuba, who, about it, me and Vic Fangio on the same page, during our second opinion segment. I talked about how Makuba's been playing pretty good recently. That's a good sign. That obviously is the benefit of having a good pass rush. But listen to how he talks about not just Drew Makuba, but playing rookies in general.
Tough part of us playing better, too. He's, early in the year, he had some bad plays that led to big plays for the opponent, and we haven't had that lately. I think I told you guys a story. Bud Grant always used to say for every rookie you play, add a loss to your win column, the loss to your loss column. I heard another guy say you got to pay taxes on when you play rookies. But, now it's game 11 coming up. He's not a rookie anymore.
I love that. He's not a rookie anymore.
How come, again, now, Connor, this is where you and I have had issues before, so I'm going to give it to you here.
Okay.
When you hear this man speak as a coach, and you just hear him answer questions, honestly, no double talk, you get the answers. Why do you defend coaches who literally lie to your face?
Because it doesn't affect their performance to me. I don't need them to tell me. I need them to do it. And my needs of what I want to hear from them do not supersede the ability to coach a football team. And the Eagles coaches have gotten them to 8-2, both on the offense and defense.
That's not the thing is, though, is why not just answer questions?
Sure, but it's
that's what I'm saying to you is that this man is so professional, and he doesn't treat us like we're monkeys, like we don't understand. He's just honest. He gives you an honest answer. He tells you exactly how he feels, and he doesn't feel the need to cover up for other people.
And the reason we like it so much is he's going to have a top 5 defense again for the second straight year and was a huge part of why they won the Super Bowl. If the unit was not good and he answered questions the same exact way, we'd be like, oh, I'm tired of Vic Fangio with his whatever.
No, we would all go,
No.
yeah, you're right, Vic.
No, I would blame the people that's the problem.
It's just what coaches say is not remotely important to me.
Yeah, but you don't respect it more. You don't respect a guy treating you with respect.
When you hear Patullo talk, do you think he has a feel for what is going on?
No, I don't. But I also don't get that from the way he coaches. And that's the bigger issue. I can watch the game and tell you this guy doesn't know how to call an offense right now. I can watch a Vic Fangio game and say this guy knows how to call a defense. So what they say behind a microphone carries very, very little weight to my evaluation of a coach.
All right, coming up next, you're going to hear one more clip from Vic Fangio. This one is about the Cowboys and what they do offensively. It'll also remind you how important it is for the offense to do something on Sunday. It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Unfiltered High School Athlete of the Week. Ricky Bowe, Bill Colarulo, looking for local high school athletes that had standout performances. If the high school athlete in your life had an amazing game, match, track, meet, or any kind of performance, get them some recognition on the radio and on TV. Go to 975thefanatic.com/unfiltered to nominate them. Just include their school and what made their performance so huge. It is brought to you by VCSHR.
That's awesome.
It is cool. I think
That is really good. They seem to be having a lot of fun with it.
Connor Thomas still hoping that he could at one point get recognized for the high school athlete of the week.
I don't have high school eligibility left, but college, they start doing that. I'll go back for another year. Try me.
Okay.
You and me both? You got high school or college eligibility, don't you?
No.
There's a reason you guys have eligibility.
I will be rooting for you. So what we're going to do is if Bill and Ricky do the college athlete of the week, we will get Connor back into school.
I would love to see Connor go through a high school basketball practice.
Okay.
I see. He could keep up with it. I've seen it. No, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, it depends what high school. I mean, we're not talking Philly Catholic League.
I bet O'Hara would have you over.
I could see you keep up.
Look,
Yeah.
I've
seen you. I've seen you run. You can keep up.
I'll use the Hall of Fame hotline and say, can we get Connor out for a practice?
Say
Can we
less.
do this?
Let's go.
Are you in any Hall of Fames, John?
Yeah, 3 of them, but it's all right.
All right, so Vic Fangio, one more clip for you. The Eagles will be playing the Dallas Cowboys Sunday.
Yes.
Which is a very, very good offense. Yes, the line's very good offense, but this one is going to be indoors. All right, there will be no wind, no nothing. It will be indoors, and we know
Maybe some sunlight.
Maybe some sunlight because for whatever reason they built the stadium the way they did.
And they don't have drapes.
Here was Vic Fangio. Well, they do.
No, but they don't have drapes on those windows that can close.
Yeah,
but they can't close them.
I thought they do
They have
for
to
the
be
college
closed
basketball
They
games.
have to be closed. They have to get people up on giant rafters and manually do it.
Ridiculous.
How do you not have budget blinds come in and send it over?
Yeah, Mr. Billionaire. Here's Vic Fangio talking about the Cowboys being one of the best offenses in the NFL.
They're one of the best offenses in the league. I mean, they're 2 in yards, 2 in points, or 3, first in passing, but yet 12th in rushing, which, they got balance. They're really a good offense. And with those dynamic receivers, the tight end, Javante running back, and Prescott makes it go. He's having a hell of a year.
So that's why I keep on saying the offense must play well Sunday against a Cowboys defense that is not as good as the Lions, not as good as the Packers. We're not talking about the cold weather of Lambeau. We're not talking about the windy conditions that were inside Lincoln Financial Field. If you want to give those excuses, I think you were there, John.
Yes.
The wind was a factor for both teams.
The wind was definitely a factor for both teams.
So that's stuff fine. If you want to point to that being the reason why the Eagles only scored 16 points or the cold weather in Lambeau being the reason why you only scored 10, you can't use those excuses this Sunday against the Cowboys. The only one potentially will be the sunlight, which that is a factor because that stadium is stupid.
But it's not a factor. Look, you can't use that either.
Well, for a quarter, you might be able to.
No, you can prepare. You can prepare for it. You can figure out there's things
wearing
you
the
can do.
glasses that they had for the solar eclipse?
You can wear a visor. You can wear a visor that they can pop right in, pop right out.
It's still going
So
to be.
if it bothers you,
It'll still be difficult.
I don't want any more excuses for Team Patullo. This is where we should have something.
Speaking of Team Patullo, I want to play another clip for you.
Okay.
So Patullo was asked if it becomes frustrating for him, his own personal pride that the defense is the reason why you are winning games. And not a balance. It's the defense is the reason why you're winning games. This was his response.
Yeah, I don't know if it's frustrating. I think it's exciting to know that we have a defense that can do that for us, right? And I think the cool part about it is we're playing as a team together. And I think it just goes back to all of us as coaches and players. Everybody wants to contribute. So, you feel like, hey, if I can do more, I want to do more. And I want to express it and show everybody that I can do more to be a part of this. So, they're playing phenomenal on defense right now. And we as an offense have to continue to find ways to do what we need to, take games over and not just do it in certain spots.
What spots?
Yeah, I mean, what? Yeah.
Second half against the Rams, first half against the
That was
Bucs.
in September.
Okay, it is spots.
That was a long time ago.
It is spots.
I'm getting frustrated.
Giants.
I'm getting frustrated hearing him speak because he says a lot of the same things week in and week out. And I understand what he's saying. Look, we play as a team, but it's literally been all defense the last 2 weeks. All defense. 3 of your points last week was because you started on the 11-yard line and you only got 3 out of it.
We're working things out. There's a lot of things coming together. People we got to build that chemistry. He said the same garbage all year long. And he has no answers. The emperor has no clothes. And it's too long for it to be this bad.
Yeah. That's why last week when
With all this talent, it's too long
when
to be
I
this
heard
bad.
him say last week we're getting unscouted looks, I'm like, yo, dude, we're in November. You can't be dropping that line.
I mean, seriously. Like, he's going to be at Thanksgiving saying, man, Labor Day weekend was fun.
Unscouted looks.
It's unscouted looks. Really?
What do we got on the text line, Connor? I'm curious because our questions to start the show today, when you hear somebody say Cowboys Week, it's Cowboys Week. What is your reaction in 2025? And if you don't see the offense perform well this Sunday, will we ever? 610-632-0975. What do we got?
John V checks in, says, my reaction, we better get our bleep together and beat this team like we are supposed to. Get right, dominate, move on. That's what Cowboys Week means to me.
If you have a dominant win, like we're all going to think, all right, it's getting better. Right now, we all thought that against the Giants. There were some people that said, well, it was just the Giants. Understand. And then you come out your self-scouting week and you've scored a total of 26 points.
They've been worse since self-scouting.
Now, they've played better teams since self-scouting.
But it's terrible.
No, it's bad. No, it's bad.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
They're like, no excuses. This is enough. The campaign to try to continually kick the can down the road of finally being able to say, yeah, Kevin Patul is a big problem, is over. Yeah. It's over. And I can just tell you that we'll have more stuff on it tomorrow, but many people are finally just drawing the line and go, we can't do this anymore.
What else we got on the text line?
We have a lot of people chiming in on your thoughts about the Cowboys and whether or not the hatred is still there. This texter says, my never a foul word out of her mouth daughter, a 19-year-old freshman at the University of Kentucky, gave me my very first text of the week early Monday morning. It was Dallas sucks.
Nice.
John, your partner's I'm too young excuse doesn't fly. Greatest week of the regular season for me. Go Birds.
The thing
it's
is,
not the I'm too young. It's they're irrelevant.
Well, the thing is he raised that 19-year-old, our texter, as I raised a 21-year-old that has that the mentality is just there. Is that Papa kept you he gave you your love of the Eagles, but he didn't give you the hatred of the Cowboys. He didn't instill it in you.
I don't hate irrelevancy.
They're not irrelevant.
They're not irrelevant. They're the most relevant sports franchise in all of sports.
Yeah, but I don't look at talking points.
Okay, well,
what do you mean talking?
I look at what the hell have they accomplished in my lifetime. They've accomplished nothing.
And that's
look down upon me.
It's great, but when you use relevance, they are the most relevant sports franchise in sports.
Yeah, but I'm using relevance for my terminology. Have they accomplished anything? They have not.
When you turn on the TV, do they talk about that unaccomplished franchise?
All day long.
When you turn on that radio.
Yeah, all day long they do.
And I laugh at it.
Okay, well, you're still thinking about it. That's not irrelevant. Irrelevant is
Fine.
where the
in terms of success, they are irrelevant, Connor.
You see, I don't buy it as irrelevant. They're the most relevant franchise in all of pro sports.
In terms of success, they are irrelevant.
They're not as good as you, but you're treating them like they're the Carolina Panthers or the Las Vegas Raiders.
There are franchises that are much less successful than that. That have had much less success.
I laugh at those teams, too.
You do not
like
remotely hate the Cowboys enough. And for somebody who can't hear the word Mets without trying to kill somebody,
like that doesn't make any sense.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Why is it different?
No, it's not. No, it's not. People hate the Cowboys more than they'll ever hate the Mets.
I hate the Mets more than I hate the Cowboys.
Yeah, but why is it different? Because the Mets are, if you're talking about success, is irrelevance. They're irrelevant. Yeah, well, I mean,
that was a different time.
That was 1986.
Yeah.
1986.
Paul LaDuca. All right. I hated that man.
I understand
it with you.
But it's 86 for the Mets.
Have you guys learned anything by working with me yet that I hate differently?
That you do. And you have weird hate.
And strong hate. All right, coming up next.
He's a very loving person.
We have talked on this show about how much it means to us that Jalen Hurts has so much respect from Michael Jordan. I want to ask you guys about another player. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Hate week, Dallas week, whatever you want to call it. The Eagles take on the Cowboys this weekend. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Birds have begun preparation for that big divisional matchup down in Dallas, trying to keep their momentum going from 2 big wins off the bye week. We'll get our first injury report of the week today, but the coordinator spoke yesterday. Vic Fangio talked about the challenge of matching up with Dallas's high-powered offense.
They're one of the best offenses in the league. I mean, they're first in passing, 12th in rushing. You know, they got balance. They're really a good offense, and Prescott makes it go. He's having a hell of a year.
And the Cowboys have started to figure some stuff out. They're getting some players back on the defensive side of the ball as well. It'll be a big-time matchup for the Eagles to keep momentum. Nick Sirianni meets with media today at 12:10. Sixers play the Raptors tonight, 7 p.m. tip-off from the Xfinity Mobile Arena. You can hear that game live right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Sixers are 1-0 against Toronto this season. They beat them by 10 in their previous matchup. Paul George is out for tonight's game after making his debut on Monday, still managing his time on the court as he works his way back. Flyers are back on the ice tomorrow night versus St. Louis. This update is brought to you by Groundworks, your trained and certified experts for basement waterproofing and foundation repairs since 1997. Book your free inspection at groundworks.com. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. All right, I have a question for you guys. Does this mean anything to you? We've talked about this with Jalen Hurts and Michael Jordan, right? The fact that Michael Jordan has the respect for Jalen Hurts, comes to the Eagles opener way back September 4th against the Dallas Cowboys. We obviously saw photos of them during the offseason. We all said that means something to us, that the GOAT in basketball has that level of respect for the franchise quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. Does it mean anything to you that James Harden has that for Tyrese Maxey?
Not the same as Michael Jordan.
No, obviously not the same as Michael Jordan, but a top 75 player to the point. I thought it was actually a beautiful moment the other day when the Sixers held on to win against the Clippers the other night. Maxey started following Harden around, kind of like Five and T.O. He was following around. It was actually funny. And then finally, he brought James over to his mom and dad and his grandmom, who were sitting courtside. And Harden gave big hugs to all three members of Maxey's family. There's clearly a relationship between Tyrese Maxey and James Harden. I mean, they always talk about it.
They always talk about it, and more importantly, though, it does absolutely level of someone of James Harden's caliber.
Look, he's still a top 75 player all time.
But his respect for and the mutual respect between the two of them, I think, is a great thing.
Yeah, it meant something,
and it does mean something to see it.
Yeah,
it does. It's good to see it.
And look, that's purely basketball.
Exactly. That's the difference.
Like, it's not like they were going to the clubs together. Maybe they did locally. I don't know. I don't know what Tyrese Maxey's personal life is like. But Maxey didn't fly out to Vegas with them during the playoff series, right?
I don't think you're going to find Tyrese at the Kitten Club.
I think this relationship.
That a place? I don't know.
This relationship that they have is strictly basketball. That does mean something to me.
Well, like Jordan and Jalen is not football, right?
No, it's just GOAT status.
It's mentality.
Yeah, right.
It's who you are inside, right? And Harden and Maxey feels a lot more like I respect his game. And also, Maxey's just such a likable guy. How could you not? I think James Harden's he's not a bad person. He just doesn't have that Jordan-like grind mentality.
No, I'm not trying to say that by any means.
I love, though, I've told you before, I love the fact that Michael Jordan and Jalen are a thing.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I think it's fantastic. And more importantly, that is like an ultimate props to you.
Oh, my God, yeah.
That Michael Jordan gives a damn about you. Like that he looks at you and goes, yeah, he's worth investing my time in.
Yeah, it's just different. Jordan respects the mentality. Harden respects the bag.
Correct.
But both are valuable.
And by the way, Jalen is not Jordan.
No.
He's part of the
He's better.
Well, we'll see. But he's not Jordan.
7 Super Bowls.
By the way, can the offense be saved by signing Odell Beckham Jr.? He's officially been reinstated.
What?
He was officially reinstated from a 6-game suspension, Johnny.
No. Seriously? I didn't think he was ever coming back.
Oh, he's 6-game suspension, reinstated. He's not officially He's not officially retired.
I thought he was.
Can Odell Beckham Jr. save the Eagles' offense?
No, he can't. We already have one receiver who can't get separation.
It's worth a try.
No.
Steer into the drama.
No. Get the hell out of here.
We have one guy who can't get separation. And all you have to do, watch it. You can see it over and over. Just check all the snaps.
You're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN HD1, Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. Johnny, I wrote something down after you said something off the air after the show yesterday. And
I said a lot of things.
You know the old rule. You don't do the show before the show. So I've kept it to myself.
I love that. So that is how we do things.
We're going to talk about the Eagles' defense against this Cowboys' offense because it's going to be a very, another difficult task. Better offense than the Green Bay Packers. You can argue that they're a better offense than the Detroit Lions, especially in this case where the Eagles were able to host the Detroit Lions in some tough terrain with the wind.
Sure.
You're going to be in Jerry's world. The only terrain you have to deal with is the sunlight that comes through.
Yeah,
no?
You won't as much because of the time of year.
Ah, okay. So that's
going to be a little better.
Eagles.
I'd say around maybe a quarter.
Okay, because usually that sunlight, depending on who's playing where, is just blinding.
If you play before the time change, you probably get a half of it.
Okay.
They say now you get around a quarter of it.
It's still one of the
It's so terrible.
It's one of the dumbest things. They built a stadium without realizing that the sun would be a major factor.
And he's worth billions.
Unbelievable.
The man is worth billions.
Now, that man is Jerry Jones.
Yes, he is.
And that man is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. You said something before we recorded our promo, which is something we do at the end of every show to sort of let you guys know what we're going to be talking about the next day. And you said, yeah, Cowboys week.
Yep.
And you know what's amazing, John? That is something that when I first started here at the Fanatic was a full week affair.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Like Monday morning, we reacted to the previous game, but also started sort of floating in some Cowboys content. Then Tuesday, it was almost like, all right, who is the former Cowboy that we are going to get on the air to start the smack talk between the Eagles and the Cowboys fan bases? And then Wednesday, it was even louder, and then Thursday, and then Friday. It's amazing because we don't do that anymore. And it's not a us thing here at 97.5 The Fanatic. It's the rivalry. There really hasn't been much. I understand they play each other twice a year, and the Cowboys actually have a good record against the Eagles. Dak Prescott has a good record against the Philadelphia Eagles. But the Eagles are so far ahead of the Dallas Cowboys in this sort of era of football since the turn of the century and really over the last decade that do you still feel that same sort of, Eagles, Cowboys week feeling?
Me? Yes. You?
Never really have.
No, I get it. Because in your lifetime, the Cowboys have not been super relevant.
No.
I mean, if you're talking about it, we're coming up on it. I already have, how much of a dork am I? Well, you don't have to answer that. It's rhetorical. I already have January 14th and January 28th marked on our calendars as a show to celebrate. January 14th will be 30 years since the Cowboys have appeared in an NFC title game.
That's amazing. 30 years. I'm 31, John.
Correct. So you spoiled brats that have grown up in this era, and I say that fondly. You guys have never experienced Eagles-Cowboys in its heyday, Eagles-Cowboys in super relevancy, or anything.
Right.
So I understand it more the longer it goes that we've raised a generation of people that just don't have that same venom.
I mean, because the Cowboys,
my daughter does.
Cowboys are a joke. Like, let's face it. Like they even in the years where they were better than the Eagles, because in our lifetime, they have won the division. There was a year where they won 13 games, but for what? They lose in round one or lose in round two. They don't get to the conference championship. So the only reason why they're totally relevant, and look, I'm part of the blame as a member of the ESPN radio world now. They get talked about all the time. That's why they're still relevant. But when it comes to this rivalry or Cowboys week here in the city of Philadelphia, it's just not the same. Now, I will say this. There is something to this week that should get the juices flowing a little bit more.
What is that?
You could pretty much end their season on Sunday.
Oh, no, you do. The magic number's 4. We're talking the day after Thanksgiving now, the way things have shaked out. Beat the Cowboys. Then Thanksgiving, sit down and watch the Chiefs save their season by beating the Cowboys. Beat the Bears. The win over the Bears would give you the division title. So you would be at a division-clinching win versus Chicago the day after Thanksgiving. So that's all that needs to happen. 3 things. Eagles beat the Cowboys. Cowboys lose to the Chiefs Thanksgiving. Eagles beat the Bears. The division title would be done in November.
And then I'll give you one step further. They are still technically in the hunt for the playoffs for that final wild card spot.
They are.
With their 4-5-1 record. And look, that offense is scary for the Dallas Cowboys, and we will talk a lot about that as this show continues.
So what, are you looking to crush their dreams?
Well,
are you looking to, like...
I don't know how many dreams Cowboys fans have or the Cowboys players have, especially when they trade Micah Parsons a week before the season starts. But the Cowboys are 4-5-1. The 49ers, as of today, are that final wild card team at 7-4. The Lions are the first team outside looking in with a 6-4 record. So the Cowboys, win-wise, just 2 back of Detroit, 3 back of San Francisco. They do have that tie, though, which could help them out in the long run.
What about the Panthers?
But if you...
Wait. You don't think the Panthers are considerably better than the Cowboys?
I
do. Considerably better than the Cowboys.
Cowboys have arguably the best offense in football. The Panthers have arguably nothing of the best in football.
And the Panthers are a game and a half ahead of them. And I got a feeling the Panthers have beaten the 49ers on Monday Night Football. Like, I think the Panthers are yet another team. Look, Dallas is dead. The point being, Dallas is dead.
Well, and you could officially end it
Yes.
on Sunday.
Kick him in the private.
And so even though there might not be that same venom in years past, even though there might not be that same Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday build up to Cowboys week, look, I get it. Come Friday morning, people are going to be fired up. They're going to see the star all over the place, and they're going to go nuts. Like my son last Sunday said, Daddy, what's that star?
Oh, he did?
He did.
What'd you tell him?
I said, that's the stinking Cowboys. And he goes, oh, yeah, that's right. We don't like the Cowboys. I said, you got that right, buddy.
No.
So, like, you know, I'm still the star. Like, people, I understand that there are people from back in the day, back in more so your generation,
it's our
your
generation.
era of, oh, well, I just love the star and Roger Staubach.
You had people, you had
America.
You had absolutely losers that grew up in the Philly area who would wear the starter jacket Cowboy stuff.
Right, it's disgusting.
And they would be like, well, but the thing is, what you guys don't realize, the only thing in their defense is that the Eagles weren't always on TV.
Right, there were a lot of blacked out games.
A lot of blacked out home games. So you didn't even see home games. You had to listen on the radio, and which seems unfathomable to Eagles fans.
Right.
And then also, too, you got to remember, the Cowboys were always on. In Philadelphia, in my childhood, there were more Cowboys games on TV in the regular season than there were Eagles games.
Ridiculous.
No, but it's crazy.
You guys didn't have the NFL
It's crazy.
Sunday
No,
ticket?
They didn't have that. No, streaming didn't exist.
Yeah, YouTube TV was in a dispute.
Yeah.
No, streaming was for the kids in Broomall was going over to the Darby Creek.
Right.
That was considered streaming. And so, I mean, it's a different thing is that there were reasons that people decided to be cockroachy losers.
Sure.
And that was one of them.
All right, so when you hear somebody say it's Cowboys week, I want your immediate reaction because when John said it to me yesterday, I was kind of like, yeah, it's another Sunday for me because of who they are, who the Dallas Cowboys have become. Now, look, that does not mean this game is not a big game, considering the Rams are tied with you record-wise, considering we know what the drama has sort of been recently with the Eagles' offense, considering you know how good the Cowboys' offense can be. Forget the Dallas Cowboys. You're facing one of the better offenses in the NFL. Can the Eagles' defense continue to play the way that they have been? And then you throw in the fact that they're the Dallas Cowboys, and you could pretty much end their season on Sunday. But when you hear somebody say it's Cowboys week, what is your reaction in 2025? Because in 2025, it's a lot different than 2015. It's a lot different than 2005.
No, I've heard people in your generation try to say, well, it's the Giants for us. Bull crap. The Giants has never drawn any kind of venom in this town. That is even a tenth.
As a child, I hated them
Cowboys,
more
Eagles
because they won.
Well, that could
and
be.
I was a jealous child.
Yeah, it never generated that kind of venom in this town, ever. The Giants never even moved the needle.
So text in, call in, 610-632-0975. When you hear somebody say it's Cowboys week, like what's your immediate, honest reaction? Now, the Eagles' defense has been great. Can they continue to do what they've done the last 2 weeks this Sunday against the Cowboys? It will be hard to do so. We'll discuss that next. It's Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Johnny, I wrote something down after you said... The Eagles defense, slow down the Cowboys offense the way they have the past 2 weeks against the Packers and the Lions. But there are no elements in this game. It is going to be inside Jerry's world. This was Vic Fangio yesterday talking about the Cowboys offense.
They're one of the best offenses in the league. I mean, they're 2 in yards, 2 in points, or 3, first in passing, but yet 12th in rushing, which, they got balance. They're really a good offense. And with those dynamic receivers, the tight end, Javonte running back, and Prescott makes it go. He's having a hell of a year.
So basically it comes down to whether or not they can slow him down to what? What did we say, like 24 points?
I said 24. You walk off a winner.
I agree with that.
Like the Lions the other night. Remember, I had straight 24. I thought the Lions.
They held them to 9.
6. Thanks to Nick's gift, they got him to 9. He let them get a little better. Look, I just feel like there's the Dallas Cowboys are being just bluffed off by people a little bit. That's a really good football team as far as offensively.
Yeah. But no excuse for the Eagles offense.
None for the Eagles offense.
I understand that they're better since the trade deadline and guys are coming back a little bit healthier, but I'm tired of it. I mean,
enough of the excuses.
They're not the Packers and they're not the Lions defenses. And so here's the deal. If the Eagles can only put up in the teens again, A, I think you lose if you're only scoring in the teens. B, at what point does it eventually turn? And it's got to turn on Sunday. You can text in, call on 610-632-0975. What do we got on the text line? And then I'm going to read you a tweet that there is no way any of you ever thought you'd hear in your life.
All right, so this texter checks in and says, I honestly believe the last 2 weeks with those high winds and cold weather played a significant role in the Eagles' offense. In fact, so much so that I think our defense may be overrated because if you look at that game, look how Goff and Jordan Love played those last 2 games. Far below their standards as where the Eagles are far below their standards on offense.
Well, now, how overrated are we talking, right? Those were impressive performances. 0 for 5 on 4th down, and I believe only 1 was a drop, right? The other 4 4th down stops were the Eagles imposing the will and making Jared Goff uncomfortable. Jared Goff was not uncomfortable because of the wind. Jared Goff was uncomfortable because he had somebody at his ankles constantly, right? Jalen Phillips was there. Up the middle with Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. You saw Moro Ojomo have pressure. You saw Nolan Smith. You saw Jalix Hunt. That's why you needed to add to your edge rushers because you're making your quarterback, the opposing team's quarterbacks, feel uncomfortable. So how overrated are we talking here? Do I think the Lions can score more than 9 points if it was a normal day? Yeah, sure.
Yes.
But I don't think if they played on a neutral field in a dome that they're scoring 30 all of a sudden.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think the defense is just about as good as they look, maybe pumped up a little bit. I don't know. 3 to 5 points worth of pump up by the weather. But I did think it was weird seeing the stat line from Goff and Hurts both completing only 14 passes.
I mean, Goff completing 37% of his passes is ridiculously low. Some of that is because of the conditions. So, but again, all right, so maybe the Lions score 1 more touchdown. That's still a very impressive day.
It was a great day.
I thought the Lions were going to score around 30 points. They held them to 9. If the weather wasn't there, they probably still are holding them to under 20 points.
Oh, yeah.
The way that they play.
It wasn't a big day.
Also, who's the favorite to get the 1 seed in the NFC?
The Philadelphia Eagles. Or no, the Rams, I think they may have jumped as of this morning.
No, the Eagles were the favorites to win the Super Bowl.
Because they still have the tiebreaker over the Rams. Let's just say it's the Eagles. Is the weather getting any nicer here in Philadelphia?
No, it is not.
It's not going to be nice weather when people come to the link in January.
Nasty.
Hopefully,
all right. Really nasty.
Eagles still the favorite, plus 240. Rams at plus 280. So
right behind.
Right behind. I saw Fox had an article, whichever sports book they associate with more, they actually had the Rams ahead.
They keep moving
Yeah, it's going to keep changing.
They keep changing it, Chad, because they just don't want to admit that they've been off on the Eagles all year.
Eagles Super Bowl plus 500, Rams plus 600. So they're right behind them in both of those. All right, one more text message, and then I want to read you this tweet.
All right, we have another check-in on what Dallas Week means to the fans out there. And VT Ron checks in.
What's up, Ronnie?
Good morning, boys. Dallas Week, I've been a season ticket holder since 1983, and every year, no matter good or bad, I can't stand the Cowboys. Dallas sucks. Go Birds.
All right.
VT Ron got himself a coach that can do a better job than many of the other coaches they've had in there.
How about that? Quick hiring there.
Well, you know why, though? Because Florida wasn't interested and LSU wasn't interested. So I think at that point, the top 2 jobs weren't interested.
Yeah.
So then does he wait for Lane Kiffin to leave
see
Ole
if he
Miss?
yeah.
Or does he go? And I think he wanted to go to the easier conference where he doesn't have as much competition.
Huh. Interesting.
Took the easy way out.
So he'll get his 9 and 10 wins, and then
he's going to do that.
And
but
then
he's
they'll lose in the playoffs.
Well, he's in an easier conference, so he's going to have a chance to have. It's going to cosmetically look good. I'm shocked he didn't take some time off.
Do they have a close airport to Virginia Tech?
Not really.
Ooh, uh-oh.
No,
That's
not
another
really.
problem because remember, the only reason they lost is because they had to drive to the
right.
airport.
Oh
Not
my
really.
God,
It's
I
not
forgot all
a.
about that.
But
Oh
I'll tell
my
you this:
God.
it is a great campus. Like it's a great.
Yeah.
It's a great campus. It almost sort of reminds you though of going to Penn State, where you got to go to the middle of nowhere to
Right.
go to school.
He feels comfortable there.
He likes it.
I'm going to read you a tweet from Adam Kessel,
Okay.
who is with Old Row Official. It's another content
Okay.
Twitter account platform. This is a photo of Bill Belichick.
Oh, I've seen it.
You will never have heard this tweet in your life unless you read it beforehand. Bill Belichick spotted at a cheerleading competition in Raleigh, supporting his girlfriend Jordan, who is a member of a co-ed adult cheerleading team. Did you ever expect somebody to read that tweet to you ever in your life?
Nope.
Nope. His family must hate this. His family must hate
Oh,
this.
yeah. I mean, according to the reports, that's been pretty adamant already from Pablo Torre. Now, he did turn UNC around for a little bit. And
Really?
Then they got to 4 and then they've dropped their.
He has to turn them more. They're terrible.
They're 4-6. They are
They're
2 wins
terrible.
away from bowl eligibility, man.
Oh, my gosh, they're terrible.
And they got Duke and NC State.
They're terrible.
Possible.
No. They're terrible. They're bad.
NC State's 5-5.
Yeah.
Let's see. What are the Dukies this year in football? Duke is 5-5.
They're terrible.
Hey, you never know, man. They could be bowl eligible. Look,
Man.
we need one more win.
Yeah, we do.
The Owls.
We do. What Bill Belichick's doing with his roster and what we've got going on at Temple with our roster is far more impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Far more impressive. Wow.
All right, coming up next, you'll hear the 5 best minutes of Adam Schefter, but also Flyers playoff talk.
A little early, but who knows?
Kincade
Who knows?
Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. Weekdays here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. We got our 5 best minutes of Adam Schefter coming up here momentarily. Also, around 9:40, I'm going to do a little shameless plug at 9:40. But I want you all to be a part of it. So that comes your way in about 15 minutes. But before we get into Flyers playoff chances, what timing? We just got some information about something that's going on tomorrow night, Johnny. Thursday, November 20th, 7 p.m. Flyers take on the Blues, and it is the annual Hockey Fights Cancer game presented by Toyota. It's tomorrow night as part of the National Hockey League initiative. The Flyers will turn Xfinity Mobile Arena lavender in support of the fight against cancer and honor special guests in the game who have been impacted by cancer. Courtesy of Toyota, all fans in attendance will receive an I Fight For rally towel with the space to write in the name of a loved one impacted by cancer. The rally towels look like the signs that we'll be getting here momentarily. Toyota will also make a $5,000 donation to Flyers charities to support families impacted by cancer, which is a beautiful thing. Get tickets now, PhiladelphiaFlyers.com, Johnny.
Yeah, so Jason Martinez is going to have a really special night. Really special night. Dropping the puck.
That's cool.
And a year ago, Jason was in the thick of it and really not feeling great about it. And it's so great to see him thriving now.
Yeah, this time last year, he wasn't going to the games.
No.
He did not return until late, right?
They don't want you, when you go through it, they don't want you
around
your immune
people.
system.
Yeah.
Your immune system is bad. I was only around you numbskulls.
Yes.
Other than that, I really didn't do much else. It's so great to see it, and it's so wonderful because Mert definitely deserves it.
Yeah, he absolutely does. Now, you mentioned playoff chances.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Well, it's funny is that Mert comes up when it when this discussion comes up, because there is something that has always been a thing in the NHL, that if you are, since they have an American Thanksgiving and a Canadian Thanksgiving, that if you are in the playoff position by the time that American Thanksgiving comes, which, by the way, now we're just 8 days away.
Yeah.
If you're in playoff position, you tend to make it in the modern era. So I'm just going to take modern era being 2000. You tend to make it 75% of the time. The right now the Flyers are we're 1 point behind playoff position. They are like 3 points behind being in the even higher position with games in hand.
Yeah.
It's been a great start. I will tell you, not to be Debbie Downer, I don't believe this team is a playoff team.
No.
But the numbers tell you if you can be in playoff position at American Thanksgiving, which is around 20% of the 25% of the season, that you tend to make the playoffs around 75% of the time. So how about that? Like, the Flyers are right there. They have a chance to do it, and they have a schedule. It gets a little bumpy next week, but they have a game against the Blues this week. They're a terrible hockey team. They should be able to take care of business against them. And then maybe we're going to see this Flyers team a little rougher because you got New Jersey coming in. There's another one. But next week at Tampa, at Florida, at the Islanders.
Yeah, bit of a stretch.
A little hard. Yeah, it's a little hard.
Stretch.
Yes.
Look, the fact that they are here at this point, to your point, shows how great of a start. They finally have some bones with this team, the structure of what this roster will be to come.
You're seeing legs of the stool.
Yeah, I mean they're getting there. They're still pieces away, but you're seeing Michkov play better hockey of late.
Goaltending
and competent goaltending, which is obviously a big deal. Vladar's been tremendous.
Which I will tell Rick, Coach, with all due respect, more Vladar, his arms are not going to fall off if he plays more games.
Right.
Like, you can, as long as he's got some time off, he's got time.
The Urson games have been rough.
He's not.
Yeah.
Like, and this team is one of the best defensive teams in the NHL. They've had a little bit of leak in oil the last couple games. They've given up 10 goals in 2 games. But they've been really, really good. Don't let that slip off.
They've been when did they play last?
They played Saturday night.
Yeah, so it's been
4-day break.
Yeah, so
and by the way, they played Friday night and Saturday night. There's zero reason why Dan Vladar couldn't have played Saturday night.
But the legs are a little bit fresher for tomorrow night against the Blues.
Yes,
which
it'll
is
be
great.
better.
And it's a beautiful thing. Hockey fights cancer.
Hope he plays Thursday. Hope he plays Saturday. Yes.
Yeah, you hope so. All right. Earlier today, as always, our man Adam Schefter joins us every single Wednesday at 7:55, and here's the 5 best minutes of it. The tremendous NFL insider from ESPN, and of course has both Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe on his fantasy basketball teams as well. So I know he's still happy as of this morning. That is the great Adam Schefter. Shefty, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. We're looking for a big game from our guys tonight. Big game tonight. Let's go.
Our guys. I love that. When you see Jalen Phillips play the way that he has in 2 games with the Eagles, do teams around the league start going, maybe we should have been in on that guy before the trade deadline, before the Eagles got him?
There were a lot of teams on him. That's the whole thing. There were a lot of teams that had interest in him, teams that were in playoff contention, that had a need for a pass rusher. There were a number of teams that the Dolphins spoke with about a trade. The Eagles really were intent upon getting him and figuring out a way to get it done. And in the end, they offered up more than anybody else and got the trade done. I think they were on him early. Like, there are some teams that trade for players. It just kind of comes together in a hurry and quickly. But with the Eagles, they have been tracking him, following him, on him for weeks before they could get the trade done. And obviously you see the difference that he makes, and it helps both sides because they're benefiting from it right now. He's in a contract year. He knows how much money is at stake for him if he goes out and plays well. So it's worked out great so far for both sides.
Are the Eagles just a team that really looks at draft picks and everything like that far differently, sort of like Les Snead does out in L.A.?
You know, I wouldn't say that. I just would say that they're aggressive when they need to. Plus, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, they came into the season with 13 picks in the 2026 draft. So when you have 13 picks, believe me, you're not looking to squander any, but it certainly gives you a little bit more flexibility. It makes you a little bit more aggressive, whereas other teams might have been coming in on a 4 on Jalen Phillips or flopping picks. You know, the Eagles can come in and say, hey, we'll give you a 3. Okay, that here's a straight 3. And for a team like the Dolphins that's rebuilding, like, yeah, well, we could use a 3. Fine. So there's the makings of a deal. But again, I just think that when you have 13 picks on a roster where 13 picks can't make the roster, they just can't do it because there's already enough depth. It allows you to be a little bit more aggressive in certain things, right? Like, again, it doesn't always work out, but they were aggressive on Jahan Dotson. He's made some plays. You could say, well, maybe he's not worth the value. Okay, fine. But they're going to keep swinging over and over. And sometimes it's going to work. Sometimes it won't work as much. That's the way it goes.
Jeff, the Eagles play the Cowboys on Sunday. Eagles have a chance to kind of end the season for Dallas. But Dallas, we know that the offense is good. What is the league saying about their defense since the trade deadline? Because you acquired Logan Wilson. They acquired Quinnen Williams. They also got Overshown back from injury. Is this a different-looking Cowboys defense since the trade deadline?
Well, and they also activated Winfrey yesterday off of injured reserve. So you're talking about like 4 different players that stepped in on a defense that was not very good. Now, I don't know how much better the defense is. Obviously, it's going to be improved with all those players and that level of talent. But they were playing the Raiders Monday night. You know, it's tough to tell you, boy, their defense now matches up to the Eagles. I don't think that. But I do think it's improved. And the game is in Dallas, right?
The game is in Dallas.
They're a more dangerous team in Dallas. That team plays better. If you look at their numbers on offense in particular, they average about a touchdown more per game at home. They average about 75 more yards per game at home. They're just a better home team. It makes it a tougher game. So I would imagine Philly will get an A game from the Cowboys with the Cowboys season on the line, with them being at home, them coming off an emotional Monday night win. You know, Dallas's issue, it just hasn't been able to maintain the type of consistency that a true playoff contender needs to make it to the postseason.
Do you think there's a couple teams that are right there on their same tier? One team? Honestly, through 10 games, where do you look at it?
I think that the Rams are right there with them. And, you know, I think the Rams felt like they took it to Philadelphia physically earlier in the year, and the game just didn't go their way. I think that if, you know, we're looking at it today, November 19th, right? I think the Rams are on their level. I think that even though they beat the Lions, maybe the Bucks and the Seahawks are a notch below, but in one game, who knows? I just think the NFC is a pretty loaded conference with a lot of good teams. And Philadelphia would be near the top of the list along with the Rams. But I think there's some teams in that conference that are going to be heard from.
We appreciate the time as always, man. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Adam.
All right, there's
Have
our
a great
five
day, guys.
our 5 best minutes of Schefter. The laughing at the end there was obviously 5 best minutes. We take out some. We were talking about the spitting that's been going on in the NFL and how they might address that during the offseason. He also mentioned that maybe they should address picking your nose and wiping it on other people.
Which was really incredible.
That's
Content I didn't think
caught
we'd
me
have.
off guard. I was not expecting Shefty to talk about, boogies.
Content we didn't expect to have. You never know. You can't miss a minute of Kincade Salciunas.
All right, coming up next, shameless plug. Also, ESPN did a mid-season report on each play caller in the NFL. They tried doing a positive spin for everybody, a negative spin for everybody in the overall outlook. What positive spin is there for Patullo? We'll tell you his report next. It is Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. You know, I'm stunned. Our YouTube chat doesn't miss anything. And they missed something that took place in the last segment before we played our 5 best minutes of Shefty. So Connor handed me the copy for the Flyers annual Hockey Fights Cancer game, which is presented by Toyota. That happens tomorrow night against the Blues. And I started talking about the rally towel, which we were just handed. Great people from the Flyers dropping them off. And it's the I Fight For. And then you put the name of the person that you're thinking of, and it's the purple, the lavender rally towel. And I started saying the rally towels look like these. And then because I didn't have them yet.
And there they are.
And I'm surprised no one caught that. I just kept moving forward.
You moved right away with it, so it's good.
That's being a professional.
I filled out mine for one of our big listeners.
Yes.
Who supports this show and the whole station very, very well, who's fighting cancer right now. He's 7 out of 12 of his treatments done. And so, John Kruk, this is for you.
Damn right.
We expect you back on your feet, feeling strong. He hasn't slowed down a bit. Now, I promised him, I told him. I know what it felt like going into number 7.
Sure.
By the time number 9 and number 10 comes, he ain't going to be gallivanting around town as much as he is right now.
Okay.
The storm is coming. But he's on the way down. He's only got 5 more after this.
That's beautiful.
John Kruk, we got you, buddy. We got you.
Well, I love that. That's
awesome.
That's a good one. So, tomorrow night, the Flyers annual Hockey Fights Cancer game presented by Toyota. All right, before I give you this Patullo report, shameless plug. I mentioned it on the air during All-Star Day in passing. On December 6th, it's a Saturday.
Okay.
I'm going to be hanging out with anybody that wants to join.
All right.
At the Yards Brewery 5th and Spring Garden. So a while back, how do I tell the story here?
What?
We may have a certain handicapper on that joins once a week, and I was just having some fun with the phone number. And somebody, Alex, reached out and said, "Hey, you're a guy I want to have a beer with." And I said, "Let's make it happen." And then a couple of other listeners said, "Can we join?"
Okay.
And I was like, "Yeah, sure, open house." So then I said, "Hey, who wants to join?" And I thought I'd get like 5 people, a little bit more than 5. So I had to find a location that would host us. So obviously we did not have Fan Fest this year. In case people are still wondering, are we having Fan Fest? It's November 19th. No, we are not having Fan Fest, and that broke my heart, being at every single one since it started. So it's kind of like a mini Fan Fest. So if you're interested, the reason why I'm bringing it up now is because we're 2 weeks away. Saturday, December 6th, it's at 4 o'clock. It's at Yards Brewery. All you do is show up. You say, "Hey, I'm here with I'm here for the Salciunas hangout." And we're going to be in the game room section where they have the shuffleboard and the pool tables. So I shout out to Yards Brewing for giving us that spot. It's not like an open bar or anything. Like you have to buy your own beer. Sorry, I can't afford paying for everybody. But anybody is welcome. That includes members of the Fanatic as well, because I want to hang out with our listeners, because that's something that we didn't get to do this year.
Outstanding.
And I figured right before the holidays, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'd go. I'm not a big beer guy, though.
Yeah, get the hell out of here. You better be there.
I will be.
All right, I know you will be. So Saturday, December 6th, 4 o'clock, mark it in your calendar. Yards Brewing Company, 5th and Spring Garden. Did not know there were yards outside of Philadelphia, because I had numerous people ask me when I put out the initial video, the one in Philly or? I was like, what do you mean or? So, yes, the one in Philadelphia.
The one in Philly.
5th and Spring Garden.
There you go.
All right. Connor, hit me with a text message at 610-632-0975, and then I'm going to give you this report, mid-season report for Kevin Patullo from ESPN.
This texter says, "I still love hearing Dallas sucks chants on national television every time the Eagles fans take over a stadium, even not in Dallas. Doesn't even matter the opposing team. It never fails and never gets old. I'm 37, and my feelings will never change. Dallas sucks. Go Birds."
That's beautiful. I'm glad that the hatred's still there. Look, you could end their season Sunday. If they fall to 4-6-1, they will not win enough games, and the teams ahead of them, like are the Niners falling off anytime soon? Are the Lions the Lions are outside looking in.
They are.
So I don't think the Cowboys will be able to jump the Panthers, the Lions, the Niners. I'll throw the Packers in there because I think they're teetering a little bit as well. I don't think the Cowboys are going to jump that many teams to get into playoff position.
They're not.
If you
It's
give
over.
them their 6th loss Sunday, it's done.
It's over.
So do it. End the season for the Cowboys.
It's over. It's exciting. It doesn't take away any of the joy of it from me. That they're sort of irrelevant, as you say, to your point. It doesn't in any way take it away from me. I'm excited for it. I want to see it, and I want to see this defense up to that task because it's going to be hard.
Yeah. By the way, just for clarification purposes, John Kruk,
Yes.
not John Kruk.
No. John.
People are
Oh, I'm holding up the thing in there.
people are
John.
wondering, like,
No.
what? How did we miss this?
No.
John Kruk
By
is
the way, John is a survivor, though.
Yes, he is.
He is a survivor, which is great.
But John Kruk, one of the big listeners of the
Yes.
Also, that December 6th thing at Yards, y'all better come. I'm pointing to the YouTube camera. All of you. I want a beer with the YouTube crew.
There you go.
All right, we got to break bread sometimes. All right, mid-season.
Bread or beer?
Well,
Beer
bread.
Yeah.
I love a beer bread. Oh, it's delicious.
What? A beer bread?
You never had beer bread?
No.
Ah, dude, it's tremendous.
What is it?
It's a bread where like it's soaked in beer during the process before you actually bake it.
That's a lot of yeast.
Yeah. Oh,
Really?
dude, as a kid, I was allowed to eat it because it's all the alcohol is burnt.
stiff? It's like the bread. Is it like a scone?
No.
No, it's soft. It's like bread. Okay, really?
Bread, yeah.
Because sometimes bread is bad.
My mom used to make
Like, I
beer
get that-
bread as a kid, but
like-
all the alcohol content gets burned out.
Like that Irish soda bread, which people make, which should be.
Oh, I know what you're talking about,
Which should be
yeah.
fed to prisoners.
Wow.
That's what they should have at Guantanamo.
Oh, nice.
Or the what's the fruit cake at the holidays? That should be.
Oh, yeah, I know
That
what
should
you're talking
be
about. Yeah,
thrown
that's
out.
got to go.
Go.
That's got to go.
Gone.
No, beer bread's tremendous. All right, ESPN did a mid-season report for every play caller in the NFL, offensive play caller. So this
Okay.
is not, they're not just focusing in on Kevin Petula. They did every single play caller in the NFL, but of course, we will look at what they said
they have
about
to say.
Philadelphia. What has gone right? The Eagles specialize in 3 key areas: protecting the football, red zone offense, and deep throws. They entered Week 11 ranked number 1 in red zone offense with a touchdown rate of 81% and a league low of 4 giveaways. Jalen Hurts excels at the long ball, tossing 6 touchdowns and 0 interceptions on throws of 20-plus yards for a passer rating of 131.8. So, yeah, that has gone right. I mean, red zone, we have talked about the red zone numerous
is
times on the show.
best I've ever seen as far as just the efficiency and everything like that. They were on a roll. It's not been as good lately.
No.
But it is still, it's been really, really good.
Now, last week, when you start on the 11-yard line after the Cooper DeJean interception, you can't come away with 3
Well, that's
points.
when Connor tweeted out, as I was running the Fanatic account, Connor tweeted out, you had to have 6 there. I'm like, oh, my gosh, he's a Delco dad.
Well, you had to.
It was, no,
get
you
the
didn't.
ball.
You did not. We found out you did not have to.
Get the ball on the 11. It's
You
not,
did not have to. No, you didn't. It was the first possession of the game, and you're like, they have to get. Felt like they had to get 6 there.
No, but here's the deal. I agree with Connor because at the time you thought it was going to be a high-scoring affair. Turns out you kept them to 9 total points. But at the time, you thought they were going to have to put up some points. in
Yeah,
order to
but
win.
it didn't feel at any time like, oh man, they kicked 3 there, man.
Well, that was 5 seconds into
That's
the
bad.
game.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the first point I thought they could hold them to 9 points was when the final whistle blew.
Right, exactly.
Believe me, I never thought
Nobody
in a
did.
million years
Yeah.
would I have thought 9.
So
And
you
it
didn't-
should have been 6.
You didn't want to give up
but
3
still,
points
and
or
you
4
don't,
points.
But you don't go at that point in that game. You don't say, "Man, felt you got to have 6." Felt like you got to have 6 there. No, it didn't.
You think so?
It did not.
I thought they should have. I thought they needed to
No,
score
you
touchdowns.
think you wanted to have it, but at that point in the game, there's 58 minutes, 57 minutes of the game left.
All right, what has gone wrong for Kevin Petullo? They often lead conservative, and while
What?
that helps with the turnover battle, a key metric to their success, it holds a high-powered offense back. Third down efficiency has been a problem for the first 10 weeks of the season. Philadelphia ranked 27th with a conversion rate of 42.4% and went 3 and out on 41% of its drives, ranking 28th in the NFL. 41% of its drives.
It's terrible.
Oh, God,
It
it's
is terrible.
horrible.
It's terrible with a capital T. And the excuses for Kevin Petullo are they're gone. It's from now on. It's like talking to a dog.
All right, last
can't
one.
have it.
Key to the second half. So they did this for all 3 teams.
Okay.
Key to the second half, find the balance between protecting the football and maximizing the stars.
Okay.
Receiver, A.J. Brown's frustrations speak to an offense that could be way more dynamic. His major gripe is that the way the Eagles are playing now won't be good enough come January. Patullo and Hurts need to be more comfortable opening things up for this offense to really shine. This was written by Tim McManus because obviously he covers the Eagles for ESPN.com. I like that he said Patullo and Hurts because Hurts has to also take some shots.
I love my man Tim, but they're burying the lead. That's not his primary concern.
Offensive line.
His primary concern is about that we've been hearing from like A.J. Brown was his own personal numbers. His own touches, him being used. It was totally selfish. Whereas with this, Tim looks at it smartly and intelligently.
Yeah.
They for AJ, it wasn't about whether they'd be good enough in January. It's for AJ. It's like, hey, here we go. I want my numbers. That's all he wants.
But he wants his numbers and his ring.
No, he wants his numbers. He said, yeah, ring's okay. He wants numbers. I saw it after last year's Super Bowl. Didn't believe it. Didn't believe that's what it's become, but it has.
All right, tell us about life-saving cancer research there, Johnny.
Hey, Window Nation made a donation to the AACR, and you can too. Go to 975thefanatic.com/AACR. I'm living proof. Cancer research saves lives. And Jason Martinez, congratulations on your big victory. And that'll be celebrated tomorrow night at Coaches at the Flyers Cancer Night. So
not Coaches versus
not
Cancer.
Coaches.
That's another great
That's a great one too.
Event in the city of Philadelphia.
Excellent.
Here you go. Your ingredients for beer bread.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
I'm guessing beer.
Flour, baking powder, salt, sugar, 1 12-ounce can of beer, and butter.
Okay.
My mom used to make this all the time, and then there's beer cheese.
Your mom
that
made
you could
what?
dip.
No, I've had beer cheese.
Yeah, but you could dip the beer bread. Now you're just getting whacked. Just kidding. All the alcohol's burnt out.
Okay, Mama Salciunas, if you wanted to ever make some beer bread, I'd be loving to try it.
You know what? Maybe I'll make a beer bread for you.
Really?
I have so much time on my hands. You know, I'll make
You
a
gotta
beer
pick
bread.
up a hobby.
I cook.
But aren't you busy being an extra in country music videos?
Yeah, with this outfit, hell yeah, man. That's where I'm going after the show. XTU's right down the hallway.
Hey, what song it'll be?
I don't know. You
You
tell
look at it, it's good. It's
you
good.
tell me.
My wife left me, and my dog got a broken hoof. I don't know.
You should just stop while
Yeah,
you're
we're-
ahead.
I don't
We're
know.
out. I'm going to end the show
We
now.
usually every last bit of juice
it's
out of
Jesus.
this one.
It's Jesus, a pickup truck,
And beer.
a girl, and beer.
4 things that I like.
That's every country song.
The United States of America,
Oh, yeah.
baby. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Middays with Marks comes your way next here on 97.5.